Oh yeah, we're watching along, fellas. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning.
Happy anniversary.
This was this is the anniversary of the greatest piece of content that has ever been created across all sport platforms. To watch along,
Surprised ESPN and
Extravaganza.
stuff. I'm surprised ESPN wasn't reaching out to us after last year's performance, honestly. But we're ready to bring the people the Spartan Race World Championship / Athletes coverage again. So looking forward to it.
We got this is I'm not sure if this was a joke or not. This is before we even started, but I like this one.
You are, Eric, for being a part of it.
Always winning.
People are winning.
Are you guys shocked with the number of people? Like I probably had 15 people message me or comment saying like they're looking forward to actually waking up and watching our version of the live stream instead of the official one. I think that's kind of crazy that people would do that, but pretty cool.
It reminds me a lot of how every Super Bowl Roger Goodell jumps down in the booth and does the lead commentary role. So I assume that people just are really fired up to watch Watson jump in the booth and lead the commentary.
This is actually great. They have captions on their end, so we can have them muted and not really need to hear that. We're going to be muted.
So we can translate Steve into English.
All right. So how are we feeling about this? So Jack dogged me, the biggest dogging that's ever happened, with my Richard Heineck pick. I don't think I have a shot now. I was looking at it. I was like, I honestly can't do anything now. I had to pick up somebody that I've never heard of. Do you even know who I picked up, Jack? Is that person Japanese?
Hiroki Kato. Yeah, he had like a couple of wins and podiums earlier this year on the local scene in Japan. So he's not going to get you Richard Heineck points, but
no,
is what it is. And I lost out on Merriam. Let's not pretend that I didn't lose out on a pretty valuable contender. 5th place last year. Richard was 25th. So I feel like I'm losing a pretty valuable person as well.
Oh man, the trajectories are going the opposite direction.
We all had a team that we felt pretty good about through 5, and we all thought we're going to have to fabricate 2. And the difference between fabricating 2 and 3, I don't know if you can overcome it.
And then
Jack,
get a
of anyone, Jack could.
Yeah, and you get Casey Monroe as your backup 10th round. She's going to get top 10. Like, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, she's probably going to be top 5. And that was massive. But at the same time, I don't even really feel that bad because she's supposed to be on the corral to start with. It's kind of known that we pick her. So was there collusion? Maybe.
There was not. I was very, very shocked when I found out that message because
I'm saying on our end. Maybe I knew.
Wait, what was that?
I said maybe on our end there was collusion. Maybe we knew.
Yeah.
We would have taken her at the wild card had we known.
We were talking in one of the recent Race Brand episodes about the cross country championship and the scoring, and I think Richie mentioned it was like Leo Manzano keeping track of the teams midway through.
I got corrected. I got a correction. Riker came through. Who is here? He said that was Kyle Merber, which makes a little bit more sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Texas. He went to his 5th year. Yeah, I forgot.
Yep. I think of him as the Columbia guy because I actually ran a road race team relay around Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, and our team we thought that we were going to crush them, and then Columbia just decided to show up and have a tempo run, and they crushed us. And Kyle Marber was one of them. So
put 10 in front of you. Yeah,
it is depressing.
Basically,
how good real good runners are compared to the rest of us when you see them do things like casually do a workout 2 minutes faster than your lifetime PR.
I think of it every time I watch the cross country nationals. I was like, dude, if the person who got 180th did some rock climbing, they would be awesome at OCR. What's up, Jack? Do you want to see what's going on here?
All right, let's take a look at the start line. Yeah. I'm seeing Jeremy Gaucher in the middle with the sunglasses wearing black. That's an interesting outfit choice in the hot sun. You only see a couple people wearing shirts. I know I probably would be just because no one wants to see how pasty white I am.
That thing's a fallacy. Talk to the Bedouin people, Jack.
Really? Okay.
Speaking of which, the Bedouin carries here. I'm excited to see that.
What is it?
I don't know. It's called the Bedouin carry. It's one of the last obstacles.
Oh.
All right, continue. We got Gachet.
VJ just walked across. He's taking the left. Oh, I think that's our boy Artyom Tochka right there in the white. He just might be misidentified for the second year in a row, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy Megiddo was calling incorrectly last year. Remember, he was
the white shorts or the white with the white shirt.
Right edge of the screen right now with the hat. White shorts, shirtless. I think.
What town is this in?
That can't be Tochka. That guy is too barrel chested to be.
He had a similar white hat and short hair, but I might be wrong.
You see how tan Sergey's looking?
He's been over there.
Yeah.
He is altitude adjusted.
I can tell you, I could live there my whole life if I would not be altitude adjusted.
It's interesting to hear Steve Hammond talk about how humid it's been over there.
Is that right?
It's just not something you think about.
I have Abu Dhabi up right now. Is it? But like, what town is this for the weather? So I can look at it.
Atkins is soaked right now. You see that? That's a cagey veteran move.
Wearing
Absolutely
he's probably had that thing frozen.
Yeah, he's got something on his chest. You see that?
I wonder when he's got
an ice pack underneath, almost like a chest strap.
No, it's a rib protector. It's gonna be physical out there.
Flak jacket.
Yeah, is that what it is? Is that some sort of cooling?
Looks like a homemade cooling device. Yeah.
And you would put that on main arteries. I guess if you put it near the heart, I don't know if that would be as effective.
Core temperature.
Yeah, but to really to get it into like through your blood, I think you'd want to put that on arteries, like neck, or maybe it gets under his armpit.
I mean, when you look at the cooling vests that the pros wear prior to any hot race, they generally target the core. I don't know if you can just inject cold into the arteries.
One time I did this it was like a test, like I don't know, some research study, and it was to see if pre-cooling worked. So they had us eat like a slushy, and one of them was like a carbohydrate slushy and one of them wasn't. And then we just ran a 5K as hard as we could. And they were going to trade off like a VO2 max test. That was like why we did it. I was like, cool, I'll do that. I was like 23. I was like, that sounds great.
That sounds terrible.
It was awful. I did one and I was like, I think I'm good. I don't need that VO2 max test. I'm not doing another.
I think I'd rather suck on a popsicle rather than drink an entire slushy.
It was like I had brain freeze. They're like, and drink it fast. Go now.
Can you hear the wind on my end?
That's you.
Yeah.
What's the weather there?
That was you. I thought that was the
Milwaukee.
I'm in the eye of the storm apparently.
So
short guy with the next to Atkins is Pau Nascenta. I know he's on my team with the Spartan little shave thing and the white shirt.
Mm-hmm.
On Atkins is right.
Can I pick up somebody now? Like, can I wait for the race to go and see how it's like? Can you give me like 45 minutes?
Yeah. Is that Muhammad on the left for me?
I don't know. It's always interesting. You saw this at Tahoe a lot, especially in the early years. Athletes who are used to winning their local races, doesn't matter if it's a world championship, they're going to get to the front because that's where they believe they are, because they've never faced the depth of competition around the world. I have a feeling probably half the people that we're going to see on the start line, first two lines or so. Ryland's not even in the front row.
There he is.
You're going to see a lot of people fade very quickly, in my opinion.
He's got to push his way up there. He's on the third place at DecaFit. They don't know.
Whatever happened to that insanely roided out guy from the Middle East?
You think Yusuf was on roids? Come on.
He came to the start of every world championship and put himself front and center, and he'd sit there and he'd flex.
Dude, he looked great in photos, though. It was great for Spartan PR. They probably put him there. Be like, we'll focus right on you.
One year, Hunter was at Tahoe, and Yusuf just lost his mind next to him, just flexing and touching his muscles and asking him to touch his. It's just like the culmination of his being.
Getting his heart rate way too high before just static isometric.
Hey, he wasn't fast.
So this was... He has one career elite podium to his name. I remember looking that up once. So good for him.
That's
There
yeah.
might have
that's
been like
something.
10 people in the race, but podium's a podium.
Oh wait, I have should we do the ticker?
Oh
Yeah.
I mean, the ticker plays.
We do.
All right, before
coverage.
the start,
Can I do them all?
we need predictions. What?
I don't know. What's predictions?
Very
I did
unofficial coverage.
I did the contest late night last night, Jack.
Yeah.
I was
The
like, I gotta get
prediction
this in.
contest, you got it. I remember seeing that. Bracken,
I
I
was
don't
like,
think
'cause I'm
I
doing
don't
pretty
think you
well.
submitted it. Yeah.
Never does.
No. I think I've only submitted one this year.
Yeah.
I don't,
And how'd you
I don't
do?
even know why. I probably won. I think I won.
Probably won. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack, is
probably
that true?
not, but probably. Yeah.
Probably he
I
says.
don't
Can't
know.
even doesn't know.
It's kind of like I beat this. I don't need to do that again.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I'm seeing right now? I'm looking at the live results, and there are 5 athletes on the men's side who already have a split. Yeah, who already have a split. So I think that some people in the front row might have had their chip or their hand or foot, whatever, over the line, and they're already registering. So we might not end up having super accurate things. Do I think so? Yeah, you've got a bunch of people who have it.
Look at VJ's shoes as well. I don't know what he's wearing, but he has a different setup than everyone else.
Are we seeing gators?
There's gators on the people who did it last year.
Is VJ not wearing gators?
I'm not saying
he's wearing gators,
but it's a different system.
Great Sand Dunes. Yeah. I went to Great Sand Dunes with him about a week ago. He and Chris Rogloski, and he's got gators.
He has the same system that guy on the far left has going. Second from the far left.
Dude, they're lined up shortest to tallest. Am I bugging? Is this crazy right now?
That's nice.
Cell phone towers. Or cell phone bars.
That's an interesting way to do it. That's innovation by Spartan. Hold on. Jack, you do have the results up?
I sent it in the group chat, so you'll be able to pull that live link up.
Okay, cool.
I believe Colderosa is doing his thing again this year. So if we need a secondary screen, split screen, we can pull Cole up.
Why would we when we have this? Do you want to know what I feel guilty about with Colderosa? We had the Okras last year, and I don't think that he won anything. And for his performance out there, I think that he deserved an Okra.
We need a new category. What does that category fall under?
Yeah. Best amateur live stream, something like that.
Very specific.
I feel like we already won for that.
Yeah. See the ticker, please.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just
amateur field supporting
maybe. Yeah, supporting role.
We need to have a bunch of new categories just that Race Brain will win.
All right, I'm gonna get a clock on this also.
We're getting some people's hands on their wrist, getting a little bit of lean going. You know what that means.
Okay, everyone's bent.
They're out.
There it is. All right, we started at 14:09 on the top left corner of our live. So if we need to reference that,
mine says 11:20.
This thing is so stupid. I don't understand. It's not even right.
Okay, I've got my watch. That's the important thing. So
how do we have a 3-minute difference already?
Bracken, we have a very important question that I know you want to answer. So we'll just
clear out
the ISO.
One of the, Eric loves talking OCR. He's a big fan.
I would actually be in a super shoe.
Which one?
Grip's not needed. I would be in something a wide super shoe with a gator over the top.
Have you seen that Ultra super shoe?
Yeah, the Vanish, I believe.
Yeah, I think they didn't just make the Vanish. I think that's just what they call every performance shoe they have is the Vanish.
Yeah, the Vanish Pro and the Vanish Tempo.
Mm-hmm. I had the Vanish R, I think it was called. Yeah.
Puma took the R. They're like, this is ours now.
I traded that. Like, let's get this R. We need it.
Oh,
is that a full fence?
They just dug
Sergey in the lead. Yeah.
This is only a super. I was like,
the more I see the
Vanished
course, the
Carbon.
more I think it's the same guys. Again, it's going to be Sergey, it's going to be Atkins, and then you throw VJ into the mix.
Who did you pick, Jack?
VJ.
I think I picked VJ as well.
Someone is out, and I think it's Sergey. That tan
Sergey
torso.
did get under that really quickly. Yeah.
Is this a
So this
is that a good move for
white
someone?
Gators on this guy.
What kind of turnover does he have, Bracken? You've seen him in person, and I think he ran the 6 mile at OCR Stars in like a decent clip 2 years ago.
He's an interesting guy because he's like at his best, he's a grinder, and he's a late stage mover. He's bow legged, so he doesn't have a long, pretty stride, but it's always surprising how well he can turn it over when he wants to. I would equate him to like a Woods, where when you're running behind him, you're not like, wow, I can't believe how fast he is. It's always like, wow, I can't believe I'm not, like, I feel like I look faster than this guy, but he's just moving.
That is a good point about Woods. Like, his times are so impressive, but he does more kind of like grind things out. What about Woods could run a quarter in?
Yeah.
You know?
He feels like one of those guys that was a sub 4 minute guy and never broke 60 in practice.
Right. I'm sure he ran like 52 or something like that back in his day, but
he did judo. That was his background, which is very interesting. Sergey
Woods? Oh, yeah. I was like,
he's master of sport.
I like this.
Very good at running and judos.
This is some drone coverage we got here.
I've got a quick update. So if you look at the leaderboard, Bracken, you're definitely winning right now. First place, Sergey Pereligan. Second place, Mohammed Yassin Larib, who you picked.
Yes, I did.
0 seconds in. So the leaderboard is looking good for you.
And we know how to get out. That's the thing. You got to establish position in the desert.
Yeah.
This is a perfect drone coverage course.
And Jeremy Gachet currently. So
who's in first right now?
Yeah.
Do they have rabbits out there? Oh,
you have someone in a white top, but with some red on the. No, that's not. That's okay. Sergey first. It's still Sergey Mohammed. Atkins third, VJ fourth. They love this trench the tent, the fence kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh no. You've got the desert runners out in front.
Who's this?
The local guys.
The guy in white. The guy in white is Paunacenta. So I think he might be in like fourth at the moment.
This doesn't look super soft, huh?
This part is soft enough. This is interesting. It's all the local guys out front. Plus Pau.
Wow, that is interesting. If that's going to be the case with only with a super
Pau is
so this is the kind of thing that,
if that's the case,
this is the kind of thing that happens over there. These local runners are so fast and efficient on this sand. Both I ran 3 races there the first time I was there, 2 races there the first time I was there, and the local guys, the race would start, and I just think it looks like they're running a 10K flat. I just don't understand how they're moving over the sand. They're really slight. They're really fast. A lot of them just running road flats. And people who've raced over there. So there's this Halvard Borshim. He's an expat from, I want to say Norway, who's lived over here for years now. Yeah. But he was the man over there for a lot of years. He's 40, 41 now. But he just constantly battles these local roadrunner guys come from all over on there, and they're all between like 27 and 30 minutes in a 10K on the roads, and they just fly for the first mile and then eventually come back. But in a 10K, this is going to be really interesting because it matters this year. In the past, the Beast, it didn't matter at all. Now they can play for a while.
They're that fast?
Yeah, you got a lot of like Morocco and Algeria and people who are like sea-level 10K guys, like 28, 29-minute 10K guys who are just faster than anyone we have. But there's a lot of them who are like 5'6", 5'8", 130, 140.
Have done it in the past year level. Yeah.
So who do you think this is?
Just quick update. I don't know. Bracken, you mentioned Halvard Borsheim. He got third in the age group. He did not decide to run elite today, but he ran the Beast this morning and got third in his division.
Good job, Hal. He was great to Macaulay. He and I, when we were over there, kind of took care of us.
Yeah.
These
Now,
these
we
little
could probably
things here.
get an ID on this person if we just look at the captions. But I don't think they even know who this person is in the lead at the
Yeah,
moment.
they're gonna know.
There's Sergey.
I don't know. Sergey's second. That's his form.
Yeah, Sergey's in second. But they've just gapped already. These dunes here, these are the first place I went to looked a lot more like this when I went over there and did a super and a sprint.
How
And
runnable?
this is how it looked.
How did you feel that is runnable with it?
The
like
dunes,
this?
absolutely not. These dunes, they look like 20 feet tall, but they feel like 100.
So it's
And
really
every
slow
step you
going up.
take, even though it's not like that dig in and go knee deep, you lose 2 or 3 inches on the plant as you come down each time. So they're really not. Even the 10-foot ones, you'd start running them and you'd power hike the last 5 feet. It's a really sapping feeling.
Is that Ryland?
There's
I
Sergey,
think
we got it.
Ryland's in that next pack. Very similar
He's
form
wearing-
to
he's
him,
wearing a singlet,
making
right?
a move. I
Ryland has
think
that USA
that
singlet.
is.
I think you have Ryland right ahead of Atkins here.
Yeah.
This is the first part.
There's
here.
Atkins,
This
there's
hoist.
Ryland.
I think early on, looking at the map, if I were over there, I'd think this hoist is early. I don't know if I want to use one of my catch back up and reattach myself credits early. And now I think these guys are like, thank God this hoist is here because this brings the course back together. We get to restart after this.
These guys were not very big who we're seeing, and it seems like they're taking some time to get that hoist up. I mean, Atkins is probably out.
We have splits. We have real splits.
Oh, shoot. I want to pull mine up.
Yeah. Okay. We've got through 8.5 minutes. VJ 11th. Sergey Pereligan first. VJ's 41 seconds behind him. Atkins is in second. Ryland's in third. Mohammed Yassin
right
Larid, who you mentioned, is in fifth. So he's the real deal at this point. This is interesting.
This right here reset the race.
Who got out of there? Who got out of there first? Bracken, did you see? Did it change?
I mean, I would say Sergey. He was second coming in, but after that, I couldn't catch.
Jack, are there splits in on Spartan's page?
They're on that live link that I sent you.
Where did you send it? Oh, did you send it in on this chat?
In the group chat, the Race Brain one.
Oh.
I'll send it again. So not the.
No, I'll look at it. I was in the wrong place. I was expecting it. And toss it into the group chat too. The group. My brain. I need more sleep than this. It's no good. I'm feeling like Bauer out here. Brain is bad.
Hey, I wake up on time for this type of thing. All right. So I just put that in the private chat. Should I do that in the regular comments?
Yeah, put it in the regular comments. Let people track.
I don't know if I can.
They're heavy on
me.
Okay, I'll do
There are
it.
people really far behind already.
I'm not sure when the women are starting.
Yeah.
Oh, so I think I had VJ,
30 minutes after,
Atkins.
so 20 more minutes.
They're doing full 30. Okay. That'll be perfect. It'll be just in time for last 10 or 15 minutes of the guys. I think VJ Atkins, I think it's Sergey, and then I think Ryland and I forget, Jack. You have sure.
Obaid Al-Naimi from the UAE. I looked him up. He's the 106 marathoner or half marathoner. The guy in fourth right now. So he's definitely got the engine to do it. Does he have the obstacle ability? I think he's 40 or 41. Had decent amount of success in the local scene over the past couple of years, but not a whole lot of OCR history. So we'll see how it turns out.
What does it mean if you have 5 names in the top 10 that we don't personally know or aren't regulars in the sport at the end of this race? I'm not saying it's going to happen. What if we have 3 in the top 5?
We have 2.
Does it mean anything?
Yeah. I mean, could it go back to the home course? It depends on where they're from, right? Is it like going to be the home course piece? Or is it something like, I felt like last year there's a bunch of names in the top 10 that personally I didn't know. Jack probably knew them, but because the depth isn't what we're
Loosely.
necessarily used to. So I don't know. What do you think, Jack? What does that mean?
We've seen it before. And Bracken, you can attest to this. Like, you remember that year at Killington where a world-class level cross-country skier, I believe, Morgan Aratola, just like took it out in the women's field, had a 15-minute lead or something like that over Amelia, and then just kind of blew up because the race that she had never done before just kind of caught back up to her. We saw Aaron Fletcher in second or third place. He was a national level cross-country runner from BYU, making basically his debut at Tahoe. Held in there for an hour or so, and then just the wheels fell off. You've seen it before at World Championship events, but inexperience catches up to you. We've got ape hanger in this. We have a couple other like harder things where you're going to lose time later on. And the last thing you want to do is have to do burpees or a penalty loop in this when you're not familiar with it. So
and historically, these newer people, especially over here in the Middle East, what I've seen of it, they miss the spear and they'll miss a grip obstacle or two. But the difference is the examples you gave there, they're factual and they're correct, but they all blew up an hour or two into the race. The race is going to be done by that point here. And that's could we see them still in the last mile? We've never seen that at a world championship. By the time you get to like in Tahoe, by the time you finish the first carry at the top of the mountain, everyone's gone that you don't know. And this time, I think, is the first time we see it. Yeah. By the time you started the descent back, the major players were up there, and not the pretenders, but the people who weren't established in the sport were gone. And that won't be the case today. They're starting this out back kind of loop, and they're going to be there on the way back. We've never, ever had to deal with that. That's interesting to me.
I haven't even looked at the map.
Women are lining up. Yeah,
bad work on my part.
Because what do you do if you're Ryan Atkins?
Is this Atkins here?
You're 1K from the finish, and there's 6 guys you've never heard of next to you. Like, what does that do to you?
Is that more of a confidence builder? I would think for me, I have these guys.
You gotta think so, but weird.
Was that Atkins that we saw?
Got a new split 5 minutes later.
Oh, nice.
If you look at the results right now, Atkins and Sergey and are in the lead, and Jeremy Gachet is in 5th place right now, and they've got over 40 seconds ahead of them. So you're seeing gaps already.
Yeah. And they're going to get to things like armor and what else are we going to have that's going to throw like one carry, and suddenly that's massive.
VJ's in 13th. He's lost a couple spots. His time is 8:30. Oh, he's not there yet.
That they haven't updated it yet, but he'll be coming in.
That's a bold prediction.
Already. Yes, a few people are asking about Kirk. I think we need to address that, why he's not here.
You made it sound a lot more doom and gloom than it is. I don't think he felt like getting up.
We should mention why he's not here. Yeah. No, he's not in jail or anything. He just bailed on us. You don't want to do it.
We got some eyes here. Look at this is a little dune, but it's so much bigger. Hands and knees. That's Atkins 1, Sergey 2. Sergey looked not great coming over the top of that. Whoever's in 3rd got back to running a lot quicker.
Strange distance. And like we said, he didn't look great at trifecta, but if you can grind it out. How long do we think it's going to take? Less than an hour? 50?
1.5 miles in, they're at 13:09.
50-ish, 54.
50. Yeah.
50s are thinking. VJ's in 12th.
Yep.
What's this time gap from Atkins to VJ?
Good question. VJ's 14:31. Atkins is 13:08.
A minute and 22.
What does that mean?
It seems like too much.
Does that mean a penalty loop already? Or is he just getting gapped?
Has there been failable obstacles? I mean, I'm sure somewhere.
Gapped. Not for Atkins.
Atkins
is fail it. The only thing would be the spear at the end. That's the only thing.
Is Twister possible here?
Looks like Twister.
And Atkins this is the issue they're all going to run into. No one that of the people chasing or trying to be up there are as close to as proficient on these things as Atkins. He's going to gain 3 or 4 seconds. Sergey's good through things, and we've seen him at the end of European Championships fly through some rigs. But in the middle of the obstacle course, he just can't touch Atkins's efficiency and speed through there. At the end of a race, this is interesting. Sergey can really close on obstacles. So he's one of those. He might even yo-yo with some local people till the end, and he'll beat them at the end. But Atkins is just going to find himself alone here.
So if we're looking at the women right there, is that Annie in the white top on the 3/4 of the way to the left, looking at the start line?
It looks like her. She usually wears the glasses. I can't quite tell.
I saw blonde, slightly taller, and patented sunglasses, which I'm surprised there are fewer athletes wearing sunglasses.
Is this Sergey kind of closing in on him here?
It looks like it. Yeah, that is Sergey.
He's being aggressive. He knows he needs to be right in his back pocket. So if
he's yo-yoing these dunes too. He's really accelerating the final piece and like shooting up the first third of the dune to reattach.
Yeah, Sergey, he has almost 20 podiums, and basically every race that he's done in the Middle East is a podium. He's won the Middle East regional championship in the past, obviously second place here. He's lived here for a good chunk of the year, for a year and a half or so. I don't think that there's anybody more accustomed to this terrain than Sergey.
No, there's not.
Some hiking. Yeah, and this, like, how big do you think this dune is? Just how it's going to be murderous. Doesn't look very big, but just probably
it's like a 40-foot gain.
Right.
You can see the feet have to splay out to the side a little bit, and it's just showing you that it's giving a little bit.
Oh, those choppy steps right there. That guy's getting swallowed by the hill.
Yeah.
I think that's
big gap to Ryland.
Tekla in the white shorts. He was top 10 last year. He's got the longer hair, man bun.
So my team
having another good race.
There's Hynek's teammate. What's his name?
Pavel Erdina, I think.
Look at the energy it takes to try to run up these things.
What's that? A 30-foot climb maybe right there? And it's taking.
Is that even worth it on this type of sand, or are you better off just taking a hike?
Well, I mean, if you've got it, spend it. But no, I'd crest and get to work. It's not the same as choosing to hike versus run on a regular hill. It's not the same. It's exponentially harder to run versus hike here.
I'm worried about VJ. Are we worried about VJ?
I'm going to go ahead and call it and say that he and Ryland are out.
It's too much already. Where's Ryland? Was he back?
He was in 4th or 5th. You're going to see
he hasn't
people
crossed on our
up,
screen.
though. Let's be honest.
Jack, did you see him cross?
Yeah, he was in like 2nd or 3rd.
You saw
2nd or 3rd after the.
You saw Ryland cross here on screen.
I thought so.
Is that VJ right there? Oh, of course. Yeah, they just said VJ Jones on the bottom, but.
Jack, do you have to have do you have a Hammond impersonation? Can we hear it?
I'm not good at UK impersonations.
What would you say your sweet spot is for accent?
Yeah, whatever it is. Say do Steve Hammond in your best accent that you can do.
Yeah.
I'll let you lead it off. I'll do a different accent after.
Classic deflection. What's your best accent? You don't have
to
do it.
Rich wanted to hear everybody. He was going to pass it off to you after. We know that.
We're going to go around. It'll be a fun game we could play.
Everything comes out a little Irish Asian for me.
Huh. I could do Russian a little bit, but that's about it.
All right, give us a Russian Hammond.
Yeah, do like your Sergey. Do Sergey doing Hammond.
I don't know if
going to be amazing out here.
Do we get canceled for doing accents now? I didn't know. You try it, Jack, and you let us know.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to go back and forth between like 3 different tabs, looking at the updates and stuff. So
in absolutely
what you guys
epic course. That's pretty darn good, and that was neither Irish nor Asian.
No, but it was definitely It was definitely somebody doing Hammond. Oh. So this is like how tan he is tan, dude. Matt's over here popping off at the mouth. I thought he was out. I thought he was out at a race. Matt's probably on Matt's on his phone probably during his race.
Yeah. Matt wasn't here last time, so we're just keeping it 3 of us.
It looks like
twister. Only 5? Or short Olympus, sorry.
Look at that. Just that little swing. Sergey worked so hard to get ahead.
He got that much further than on Olympus? Oh, my God.
That
was what, like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
These swings in the desert are so depressing. I mean, everything's depressing in the desert.
So he saw Atkins. Is it he pulled water from somewhere?
Oh, he's got a little waist belt.
He's a camel. That's what stores it.
That's
prison pouch.
Across his chest. Pouch. I can't even. Trying to pull up this map. I don't know. I guess that's an issue. If I haven't studied to watch these, I'm like, I don't really know what's happening. Yeah,
do you want me to find the map for you? Or?
Yeah, could you?
Sergey runs differently in sand. Have you noticed that? He adopts a little bit of more of a hunch. He's more of a shuffler. He absolutely has a different stride he adopts for this. That's just time spent here, and he's spent enough time on it that he doesn't lose. Like, it doesn't tax him more. He can go stride to stride on this. That's a huge weapon out here.
Because he is matching. He's matching the pace once they come off obstacles.
He's gaining a bit each time.
Yeah, he's pulling him back here. But yeah, you're right. That's got to be so demoralizing. I mean, that's been my entire race career, is people getting away from me on obstacles. And it's not great.
And we all have been in this situation.
Sergey's fast on the hurdles.
On one side or the other. That's one of those things. Atkins is a 2-foot plant and hop. That doesn't work in sand. But we've been in this situation in races.
You guys do
where
seeing the
you yo-yo, and that takes away your closing. And we saw Atkins break away from Sergey late last year. And in a 10K like this, these type of surges, that's shifting big time gears. I wonder if he can't get away from them, that might spell his doom at the end.
I can't imagine he's that much more fit than Atkins that he can put out this energy over and over and over. Because I mean, this is the second or third move that we've seen him make in 5 minutes.
I wish we could see these power meters. Is he putting out, or is Atkins sipping right now? I guess, is Atkins holding on, or is he just sipping?
Well, if you look at the splits, we have some new ones popping in. The women took off apparently.
Women are off. Chris is winning.
There. Or they had a few people register on accident early. But
this is ahead of the coverage, Jack. Let's not go spoiler.
Okay, so we've got 24:04, 24:05 at 2.4 miles for Sergey and Atkins.
I think you're spoiling it. It's ahead of it a little bit. This is the split. Stairway.
Oh,
is it?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know? I'm looking at the other.
Because I just told you.
So. I didn't. Okay.
Producer had to cut away so Jack wouldn't ruin anything else.
Yeah.
Looks like they're getting ready. Well, who's in third, Jack? Who's this? Is this a surprise? Obed?
I don't want to spoil it.
Well, you can see now.
Who has Obed?
Is he drafted, Jack?
No one. I was considering him.
Oh
no, I was considering him. I had him as the next rated guy.
I was considering getting up early and working out this morning.
Meeting expectations.
I think that you should get some sort of penalty, Jack, if you don't draft an international athlete who ends up on the podium. That's like a huge knock on you. Like why would Bracken and I do something like that?
And we should get a 1.5 for anyone we choose that makes the podium that isn't American.
I don't think that's
get like a 5-point penalty for not having your co-host show up.
Yeah, this is your fault, Bracken.
That classic single person. Oh yeah, your spouse couldn't make it, huh?
Am I safe?
Well, you don't have one.
Still back to the start line
Guys,
here.
VJ is in trouble looking at the splits.
Yeah, it's
Does he come
over.
across? It's 26 minutes in.
Because what's best case scenario for him right now? They hit whatever terrain in the world that he's best on for every step from here on out. Is he 90 seconds faster over any terrain than Ryan Atkins over the course of 4 miles? He's just not. Like it's done.
He's going backwards too.
Yeah.
He's not moving up. Oh,
that's wild.
Awful. That sucks.
Who drafted him? Number 1.
My goodness. Ran with him in the sand dunes.
Would you just put some respect on Ryan Atkins' name and draft the world champ first?
This isn't looking good for us, Jack. So far on the men's side.
Oh my goodness, are we just gonna crush?
No, I would also agree. This is not looking good. Yeah.
The more I see this course, the more I think Chris Rogowski is gonna do well. But I think Annie.
I love Annie's chance.
I good last year.
I ended up taking Annie second here, just with big race experience. She's been here before. Not afraid.
She's like a big shot Bob. You're gonna get it from her. She's gonna give you buckets when you need it. We keep all year. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a super. It's flatter. It's gonna be a fast course, and we forget like this is the desert. You pick desert runners. You pick people who can run on this junk.
I was thinking about that. We're gonna have that on athletes' resumes now. We're gonna be like, oh, they're good in the desert, the same way that they're like good at altitude or mountain races.
What's their sand mod though, bro?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Jack, did you see Esther at the start line?
I'm looking at the splits, trying to get us a live scoring.
That would even things out real quick.
You'll know her form very quickly.
You'll know her
form very quickly.
What'll even things out real quick?
They started about 28 minutes after the men.
We didn't see Esther at the line. We don't know. On a very unofficial coverage here.
No, she's there. Yeah, she posted a video and her team took a picture. She's 100% on site.
Look, Jack on site. You told me Heineck was 100% going to be there. And he said 2 weeks ago.
So did Matt B. Davis, if we're giving. Yeah.
No, that's
Rich. I'll let you do the research next time. Yeah.
No, that's classic.
Emiko Clark's out in front. I'm fairly certain.
Can I pick her as a waiver? Yeah.
That's my pick. That's my waiver pick for sure.
No, Ryan Kempson was. But
Esther might be that white top that we thought was Annie.
I think it's Annie. I think Annie is taking it to everyone, along with whoever that is.
Going full screen here. There may have been Alyssa Petrova in a second. They're running.
Rose is out aggressive, and she has to be here.
Yep.
When I don't want to keep being like I raced here, but we ran the super and the sprint the same morning when I was over here, and I tried running the super like a normal race, and I was so tired for the second one, and someone's like, just try getting out harder.
That's Annie, right? In second?
Yeah.
Definitely. And was that Alyssa in first? Could we tell?
Let's see. Anyway, when I started running harder in the sand on the second race, it got a little easier. There's something about this sand running where a slightly more aggressive stride gets you something. And so I actually approve of people getting out hot in the sand here because it's not that long of a race. But when you settle in, it saps you so much that there's something about being a little bit aggressive and making up ground that keeps you moving. And yeah, that's Alyssa Petrova in first, I believe.
So your thought with the sand running is that like it's probably better to drive in and like kind of push back. Where I think of myself as an athlete where I rely a lot on the power that I'm getting back from the ground by driving straight into it and having it give me power back. But in sand, it wouldn't work as well, right? You're kind of saying
I feel like it's front chain running. I feel like it's pulling yourself forward with each stride without trying to put too much into the ground.
So that would not be hamstring, you think, or that would?
I mean, it would as well. But maybe it is
Try
more
not.
rear chain, but it's not about pushing off the ground. It's about pulling forward away from the ground.
So probably like a little bit more of that lean, using a
That's
little
why I
more
think a
gravity.
Woods would have been good over here. Like the people
That's-
who lift and flit forward rather than drive, which is why I don't understand Atkins.
His stride's a little bit longer. I don't think he where I can see him landing and I guess driving back with a longer stride, because then a longer stride should be better than a shorter stride in something like this. If we're thinking about
no, I think it's not driving backwards. I think it's propelling. I think it's lifting your leg forward. That's a weird way of putting it. But
I'm picking it up. I'm picking up what you're laying down. But I don't know. Running on sand doesn't seem. I have no experience.
Like to sprint on sand, you've got to drive in off the ground quick. But to sustain on sand, it's about how little can you lose with your feet sliding out backwards.
So Jack, there was an update since we're not going to see the men's. I'll spoil it. They're ape hanger. It's neck and neck. It's 1 second apart between.
Yeah.
Ape hanger is close to the end.
It's
right?
in the 33s. Yeah. They give you the distance on it. So ape hangers 5K in and are 31-33. Oof.
Jeremy Gachet coming in third. He's
Ryland
past,
has fallen back to 5th. Yeah.
So far, we haven't even seen it. Yeah, he might have been. My guy Gregor.
Yeah.
A couple Peters out there.
Yeah. I'm going to need the women to come through for my team because it's not looking good point-wise right now for my team. Gregor's
Who's your top?
Ryland fell to 6th, actually.
Oh, that's jeez.
Yeah.
Shoot. You don't recover in the same.
Right now, Rich, if we're looking at our top five for men, Bracken, you and Kirk have 39. Rich and I are in the low 70s. This isn't looking good.
It feels about right. I got a good pulse on the Middle East, guys. Good pulse. Do you guys know I raced there?
Hold on, let's see. Let's see if the.
Did you?
Yeah, right? Just wild. Man, I keep it pretty buttoned down.
And because you've raced there, like, I don't know, you've spent 2 total hours in the sand. I'm like, wow, Bracken is the absolute authority on this. I will default.
No way. 2
Bracken spent a lot more time I was there that day than 2 hours.
The second time I was there?
He basically died out there.
I walked my last 5K.
Do you think that was a reason why they started this, why they made this a super? I was thinking about that too. Nothing tactical, strategical about like what they want to see the race results, but just that last year it got dark.
Died out there. Oh.
Because remember, it was like straight up dark.
Yeah. Which I thought was sweet.
That must be so scary.
Just to address Eric Warren asked if we can do split screen. We're just simply sharing what Spartan is showing.
Yeah, not us.
This is not our video. We're only seeing what anybody else can. We're just talking over Watson and Steve.
Eric is saying that about Spartan, I'm pretty sure, not about us.
Oh, gotcha.
That looks to me like Rose is in 4th place.
In the red?
That would be
no. In the dark top bottom, right behind lime green.
Gotcha.
Unless that's 5th place, unless Alyssa's way out in front that we're not seeing Alyssa.
Lime green is Esther.
But I think that's Rose running side by side with Esther. And if that's correct, wow, did we undersell her in the prediction show?
Very early.
It is, but I think if you are a really sleight of frame runner, you can fake sand. If you're an OCR athlete who's seasoned in a veteran in the mix here, you can't, like, if you're doing it, it's because you can.
Bracken basically were like, oh, Rose is washed.
Well, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I can't even see the letters on this map.
Annie just crested first. She made a pass.
Yeah.
The real question is, did we miss Lindsay somewhere?
Are we getting eyes on Lindsay, or are we just
someone in the chat?
Yeah,
said that they thought they saw Lindsay up there, but
that's her, right? I can't guess. That's wild. I'm gonna mute and blow my own nose here. This
guys, we just got an updated split.
On men or women?
VJ 36-22, men. VJ 36-22, Atkins 31-33 at the 5K mark.
Jeez.
Almost 5 minutes different. You can't come back from that.
No.
VJ's
This
a
is
minute
this is
down
no
from 13th, sitting 14th.
When you crack out here.
this is no longer race strategy. Yeah.
Does this look familiar or what?
This is great. It's coming down to the
Last year.
exact same two. Yeah.
Who has Sergey?
All right.
You.
Who has Atkins?
And Gaucher.
Darn it. If I pick the podium, I'm going to be so disappointed. It gets old real quick.
I picked Gaucher for 5th.
Hey, we have not seen.
This is interesting.
Who are these people?
Hurricane Heat.
What? This is also a very Spartan thing. There's just people out there. Are these people from the open? Are those sirens right now? Oh my God, something not good is happening out there, Bracken.
Our city doesn't sleep.
No, that's what they always say.
The Lakers played the Bucks yesterday. I went to the game with Ross Weimer. He's a real mensch. On the way home, we get off the freeway. We're driving. This is less than a mile and a half from my house. And suddenly it's dark. Can't tell what's going on, but the car in front of us just stops. We're like, hey, green light, buddy. He turns around like, oh, there's a guy with his junk out waving it at everyone in the street. City doesn't rest. This is 11 at night, and
you just got to go around that person, yeah.
And he started like going after he got the car behind us, kind of like cornered over by the curb, and they didn't know what to do. Like, I don't think he can hurt us by doing this, but I'm not comfortable with this.
But this is weird, and we get
really aggressively waving it at you.
So this is Annie. And then
that was Lindsay.
Elisa. Lindsay's sitting right behind
saw
Annie. Let's go.
Is that Elisa in the yellow?
Next to Annie.
Yeah. No, that's Esther in the yellow. Elisa is in the black.
That's Esther. Oh, that's 100% her race walking stride.
Yep.
And Elisa has the higher ponytail, and Lindsay's is a little bit lower. Look at Annie just out there. It's like, yo, I'm world championship tested. I'm not afraid of any of these people. I'm taking this thing.
Group. This is what we want.
This is amazing. Look at Esther trying to make moves up here too.
Yeah.
This is classic OCR bracket. People just making moves that don't make any sense at any time of the race, no matter what.
Any other sport right now, they'd settle into a pack of 5 and just chill for the next 20 minutes.
Not here. They're like, let's there's a downhill opportunity. Hammer it.
This is like poker. You've got those people that on the very first hand of the night are like, I re-raise you. Like, chill. Let's see a flop here, guy. No. Re-raise.
Just aggression. Here's Atkins. Is there a 10?
He's in second.
Oh, he is in second.
You got to play your shadow game, guys.
Dude, shadow game is nice.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Oh.
This is
going through his
time
mind right
frame.
now.
They're heading towards the festival grounds right now. My guess is they are 500 meters from the finish.
What? Really? We haven't seen a carry
no,
yet.
They just split 5.
Oh no! I'm sorry. They're on their
39 minutes in.
They're on
our
their
last
second
split was 5K. They didn't do 8 minutes.
Yes, Jack. Math's not my strong point. I've established that.
I see what you're saying. That there's a bottom loop and
I'm
there's
trying
like
to justify maybe you were right.
Back.
Yeah. This is scratch what I said. They're doing they're starting that second loop. But this is
you're saying as the crow flies, 500.
As the crow flies.
He looks terrible. But he's just moving along. I don't think this is I wouldn't be like, oh, this guy's crushing winning a race.
That's what I said about running behind him. Now this is different. He runs a little differently on firm ground, but he's dialed into this terrain. But this is what he did to Atkins last year. He put a gap. Jack said Atkins never let us step. I was like, guys, he put a surge on him. This is exactly what happened last year. So Atkins just has to survive this because he's got some more obstacles coming.
All right, looks like Annie's pace is looks like Annie has settled in there. Esther is still pressing, just crushing.
Yeah.
Now he looks fast.
Yeah, he knows how to turn it over. That's a nonsensical phrase, except in these conditions, figuring out how to get your turnover going on this terrain is not easy.
This part looks like it's firmer, and you can really open up compared to what we were seeing before.
Is this coming up to a carry or something? Why is it? I hope it's just big flags.
This is turning into a significant gap.
It looks like Elisa went past Annie here, and Annie's going to try to hang on.
Esther is going to come in.
Though, so I wouldn't be worried.
Esther's going to lose a little bit of time on every obstacle. She kind of obstacles like if Lindsay from 5 years ago, where she's pretty competent on obstacles, but she's very deliberate getting through. And so I think you'll see those little swings happen against her early on here.
Jack, do you want to tell us the most recent split?
So I actually... Yeah, we've got an 11-second lead for Sergey over Atkins.
11 seconds.
Yep.
We're worried about that? That's something.
Bracken, just to follow up real quick, we'll switch back to the men after, but you were saying Esther, she just kind of gets through the obstacles. She was actually the only woman that year that John Albin DNF'd at that European Championship 3K. She completed the course. She was the only woman who did. So she's got great obstacle proficiency in reality.
Well, and
she's just never tested.
It depends what you mean by proficiency. If we mean by getting through them unscathed, absolutely. If you watch her in Trifecta, she failed several of the obstacles you wouldn't expect. She made it through the rig at the end, which most women didn't. But she just goes, she's steady Eddie through them. And what we saw at the front of this course is that gaps open real quick, and Annie is going to be able to take back time as needed whenever there's gauntlets.
They're getting a lot of juice out of that fence that they put out here.
Yeah. She's certainly good at obstacles, but I wouldn't, maybe she has it in her bag and we don't see it, but I've never seen her attack obstacles.
So he's got a full Atlas carry lead.
But Jack, I did not realize that she completed that 3K course.
Yeah.
Was it like an hour or was she racing?
Did she realize at that point?
We're just surviving. But either way, yeah, she's slight of frame, but she has much better strength on obstacles than I gave her credit for until I watched at Trifecta.
Yeah.
I can't. And she gets off the ground from
strategy right now
and runs.
If you're Ryan Atkins, what are you doing right now?
There's no strategy anymore.
You just got to go. You think, yeah.
I mean, how is bleeding? Fabricate some momentum.
What's Sergey's spear prowess?
He's pretty solid on spears.
Oh, he had one of the best spears in history. Do you remember that European Championship finish with Peter Ziska when he came into the festival area in third? Probably
spear rig
50
first.
meters, from 100 meters remaining, 50-meter gap. Yeah, he goes and hits it, and then just gets through whatever rig was there faster than I've ever seen a human do a rig, and then ended up getting second at Europeans. But he's very, very competent on the spear.
Bracken, you got a faster spear than him?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a weird stat. I got the fastest spear in the West.
But do you have a faster spear than him?
Probably. I have way too much athletic hubris. Yeah, I always assume I can do anything.
It's like
he'll miss.
But take it and throw it.
he's gotten better at everything. And in his, like, as foolish as it feels to say, like, well, this isn't a normal spear, this is a desert spear. At this stage, everything matters, and he's thrown more spears in the sand than anyone else. And you plant differently out here, and it can be gusty. He's just used to it. This is hard pack here. This is nice for them.
Ryland dropped to 7th.
Ay. At the 7-foot wall. I mean, this is just 17 minutes in on the women's side. Chris was in 8th. Rose was in 7th. Yanka was in 6th. Elricky was in 5th. Casey Monroe 9th. USA. So we got 4 in the top 10.
Not a great sign that Rose went 5th to 7th or 9th.
Viola Oberlander's here? I didn't know that. Jack, come on.
Unless I misidentified her. That did look like Rose early, right?
What was that, Bracken?
It did look like Rose early, engaged up front. Or did we misidentify her?
I'm not sure. I thought it was her.
Atkins looks way faster than him right now.
I know. This is a shuffle, and the lean is heavy. Is that another thing you would think? Yeah, like because we talked about the gravity piece, like the leaning forward was going to be everything that you need, just kind of replanting and driving yourself forward.
Yeah, he has the head carriage of a dying man.
He does,
but he has the time splits that tell us otherwise.
He's probably had this one circled for a while, right? After last year, how close?
I mean, you think about setting up a world championship that directly benefits one person more than any of the other contenders. They've just thrown it right at Sergey the last 2 years. Like, he made the move to the Middle East before world championships. He was living over there in spurts already. And they just like, hey, your best terrain, arguably, let's give you world champs. They haven't done that to people in a while, where it's just like so far off the beaten path. Because he's so good, but is he leading world champs 5K in on any other terrain?
I don't think so. After getting 7th and was it 7th, Jack? That was that trifecta?
In OCR Worlds, he's basically I think he was 5th this time, but he's been 2nd before 2019. But
he's very good, but he's not
he tried racing
world beater in other terrains.
I think this view right now would conflict that statement.
I said in other terrains.
Yeah, let's see if Atkins can make some moves.
He has multiple OCR Worlds podiums. He's won APAC regional championship. He's won Middle East. He's won European region. He's won on a ton of different terrain.
No, my only statement was,
Atkins
is he leading 5K in on any other terrain?
Let's watch. Atkins is going to try to make a move here.
Well,
I think he's catching him. Is Sergey not moving?
Sergey went really slow. This is a double
length.
Yeah, Atkins just made up 12 seconds.
I think Atkins isn't going to be winning.
He's in first.
What? Dude, what are you doing?
And he just had to put his hand on the quad.
Yeah, second. The guy didn't even look in their direction. He didn't care that there's a race going on.
Yeah, they're not part of the broadcast or the race crew. They're just out there.
They're the people from last year who were super noisy in the middle of the night. They're just like, we're getting our revenge.
Atkins had to go through his head like, this fucking race company. What the hell is going on? Why is there stuff out on this course right now?
I made the pass.
Did you see what a monster pass! And then now this is going to have to take more. Like Sergey's looks like he's engaging right back. He wants to take it right back from him. It seems looks like he's running pretty aggressive. If you're Atkins, do you press on? Yeah, do you press on if you're Atkins here, or do you wait for? There's at least 2 carries that we haven't seen. So do you conserve here for bucket and sandbag and just like let him pull you back in, or do you kind of keep the pedal down and hope you can make a little bit of ground?
I think you make them work for it without exceeding yourself. Like this is a new lease on life. You just realize, okay, what are we 7K in now? And we just got to reset the race again. We just hit reset.
Because there's no way that he thought like, oh, I'm going to catch him on Z-wall. Right? Like he was probably like, oh my, like let's keep working, let's try to stay in this. And then he saw that and he got a little boost of energy because of that, I would imagine.
Sergey knows he's the better sand runner currently, and so he's going to keep pressing the issue on this. But there's nothing worse than all your work going out the window.
Look at that right there, passing him.
I think that's too aggressive. I would have chilled if I was Sergey. Even I think this is like, unless he knows that he needs to get away.
This is exactly how you ran at Deca.
What Sergey's doing?
Yeah, I'm getting right back. I'm going right back to running. Maybe he's not trying that hard. Maybe he's that much better.
Yeah.
But here's another quick reset.
Oh, Atkins is so fast in this.
I'm just gonna take every little reset. All right, now we're 7.5K in, and we're tied. Even if I get past again, can I be tied again at 8K and then at 8.5? These little resets are just the best possible scenario for Atkins. At this point, he's got to be hoping for obstacle after obstacle.
These guys are battling right now. I wonder if Sergey comes away and the gap doesn't change after a carry? Like if he holds the gap or if he like continues to like stay right on him, is it Sergey's race then? Like if Atkins can't put some time on him in these carries?
No, because there is a gauntlet at the end, and
There's a
Ryan
monkey in the
now
middle.
knows. All right, I can make up 30 or 45 seconds on a 7 obstacle gauntlet, and Sergey now knows I could lose up to a minute on a 10 obstacle gauntlet. So,
But the gauntlet's not it's a carry, monkey bars. No, it's bucket, barbed wire, some other kind of carry, monkey bars, sandbag, dunk wall, slip wall, monkey in the middle. I guess there's some stuff. There's
three
some stuff.
carries. That's easily 5 seconds a carry.
We're gonna see. That's what I'm saying. If Sergey can match him, because it's not always like, oh, the strongest guy. Sometimes it's the bigger gas tank, and I don't know.
Sergey is smaller in person than on screen.
He looks more like a runner than
he's really lean.
Here's the carry.
He's got a wonderful engine.
They got a good sense of how each other's heavy carry ability was last year.
I don't think it's this first carry that separates them. I think it's this carry that separates the second and third carry. If that makes sense. I think he's a great enough OCR athlete that he can maintain on one if he wants to, but at what cost? I don't care how good you are. Ryan's the best heavy carrier in the sport, in my opinion, right now.
Historically, that is true. He's not.
But Atkins doesn't take a bad line. I think Sergey was trying to make something out of nothing there. Oh,
maybe he just never listened to me.
That was downhill.
He's got to be putting out right now. I feel like Sergey's been putting out for freaking 3 miles.
Yeah. He's absolutely not running the same smooth energy expenditure line that Ryan is.
This is kind of nice to not have
people
like the woods.
Asking. Jeremy Gaucher's in third place right now, about 2:15 behind them.
And do we have a gap to fourth?
Who's that? Our guy,
seconds. Gregor's Chekla.
Gregor.
Is that yours, Rich?
Yeah. That was like remember that guy with all the consonants? You're like, you ever heard of Wally Zerbiak?
He's going to be a good keeper.
Keeper. All right, so let's see how they're running after this thing. Looks like
this is the first run where there wasn't significant Sergey move right after.
Does it look like Atkins is kind of mimicking what Sergey's run style is right now? He looks like he shortened it up some.
Ryan is the ultimate course learner. He gets better on terrain as the race goes on.
Yeah, he's just like, he's a good athlete, right? Like, even though it's like he's very much straight line stuff, but he can figure it out.
That opened up quickly.
Jeez, this is so aggressive. And Atkins has to be like, this dude's going crazy. Like, and maybe that's what he's trying to do, just trying to break his spirit.
Yeah, he's got a 2-car length lead. If Bracken, you're usually using the NASCAR analogies right there, but.
Are you using NASCAR analogies are you using car leads for running races now?
We got a side perspective and you could see how many cars are ahead of them. So
I think you could. Yeah.
Look at that sun setting. I mean, it's always a little different on camera versus what you see in person, but I think the women, they're going to have some challenges on the course later on. If I know
they weren't wearing headlamps this year, right? They were told to.
No. Oh, speaking of women.
Is that Rose?
Is that Rose?
It looks like Rose. It doesn't look like Lindsay. It looks like too aggressive.
So springy. Yeah.
And
oh my goodness, I'm just not getting enough fence trenches in my life, and I get excited every time they pull this up.
It's like, let's
Atkins
see
is good in and out of that.
This is the barbed
we'll see
wire.
It catch up here.
Barbed wire. Let's see.
Rolling in the sand is just not the move. You lose purchase every time a new piece touches the ground.
And if like usually the roll's nice so you don't bang yourself up as much. But if it's sand, it's gonna feel nice. Get yourself through it. Oh man.
Really
closed it a little bit.
Those.
Atkins they're both so tough.
This is going to come down to the spear, and that's going to be stupid. This is such a good race. They're just throwing haymakers.
I know we're watching the men's race. Do you guys want to update on the women's, or should we wait till they come in picture just in case?
Yeah, let's give them updates. Because I was looking too. Go ahead.
All right. Lindsay's in first with a 22-second lead over Esther, who has a 9-second lead over third place Annie. So
22 then 9.
And then it's 7 from Annie to Elisa. So
yep.
They're in the mix. Elricky, Yanka.
Petrova, and then a little bit of a gap between. Yep.
Okay, explain to me why we didn't start this race 15 minutes earlier and then cover the entire men's and then the entire women's.
Just don't ask those type of questions. Right. If you don't understand, I can't explain it to you.
What race are you willing to not watch right now? Are you willing to not watch Atkins and Sergey right now?
I know.
Are you willing to not watch what's happening here?
And I think Eric is right. Just show us a split screen. Like OCR report does it. You know, Matt's out there doing it. I see you, Matt. You're doing it too. You're giving split screens. I think sometimes. I'm not sure. But they could do it.
That was a real shaky compliment. Matt does it. I see him. I know you're out there doing it. I think.
He might. I don't know. Maybe.
Matt, do you do split screen? Good job if you did.
Yeah, we took the countdown from Matt. Matt puts the countdown in no matter what. Any time of the broadcast. Countdown time.
We'd like to take 30 seconds to bring you a countdown.
So if you're looking right now, Cole DeRosa is running with Ryan Atkins.
Oh, really?
On his Instagram Live.
Hold it up.
Atkins
split screen is rich.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if I have that capability.
There are only 10. Well, I can give it. Let's see.
Yeah,
you guys can comment.
Hold your phone up to that.
Oh, another fence.
This is the coverage. Oh man, I missed another.
People are going to start building fences with trenches in their backyard to train for OCR.
I bet Noob Sanity already has a bunch. They're probably like, this is easy.
Jared's out there right now. He's like, we need more fences.
This
is the new wall. The fence is the new wall, Rich.
Dude, if it can match the intensity of walls.
We made a whole show on walls. We can do one on
They should
fences.
jump. They should jump. I thought they were going to be jumping that fence. That would be pretty sketchy. Chain link fence jump. All right, we're back on the men's.
A lot of practice with that back in the day when I was a kid.
This is Sergey, right?
Yeah.
11-second lead at 6 miles at the dunk wall. Oh, man.
He's back to 11 seconds. That's what it was before. But what do we have?
We're about half mile to the finish.
I would say.
Yeah.
I think
like
he's back to the
6'5",
first
6'6".
wall. I think he's back to that initial wall they went under.
That's the first one.
All right, fence.
They still have a or we missed the sandbag. Shit, we missed another sandbag carry.
If this sandbag right here.
If he's on dunk wall and slip wall,
it's right
there's
there.
another sandbag.
It's right there.
Okay.
Oh, he's hauling.
Yeah.
Oats.
I don't understand why they don't have a double sandbag with all the sand that they have nearby. This is the course to do it on.
It's a bag problem.
I don't want the sand. Unless you can weave a sandbag out of sand.
Yeah.
There's opportunities. Yeah, they got to be close to festival area. This is kind of cool. Some fans out there. Yeah, so
that's a world championship crowd right there.
Yeah, I was thinking about for the cross country because it was at OK State and one of their teams was up there. The men's team at OK State, right?
Tied.
That was the tiebreaker. And I was like, if OK State gets like 15 people from the cafeteria to come out and watch this race, it's going to seem like they have a crazy crowd on their hands.
Yesterday, I watched the D3 men's and women nats when I was on the treadmill.
I thought about it, but then I was like, I'm not going to know where any of these. How was Oshkosh?
The women's race is over. Blowout.
Damn,
he's cut up,
bleeding.
He's
looking back.
That fence.
Men's race was a good race though. It was a good race to watch. I'd say watch it. And it's in the snow.
Is it?
Yeah, both men's and women's are in the snow.
Where was it? Where was the event?
It was in Michigan, I believe.
Somewhere in the mitten?
No, other side. Other side of the mitten.
Uber.
So if this is Wisconsin, you got the lake comes up here. It's over here. Wait, here.
You got me all screwed up. I only know the mitten
guys,
for
we're
Michigan.
about
I don't
to
see
see
them.
Sergey win, and you're talking about Michigan geography. Come on, guys.
And Wisconsin.
Yeah, don't sell me short.
So we have the spear left.
Where is Ryan?
Oh man,
God, this is he just got him. And now he can take his time on a spear.
So think of the last world champions we've had.
Hold on.
Atkins,
jumping the gun.
Atkins, Albin, Moat, Call, and now we're gonna have a Sergey. Pending spear.
Pending spear.
Unless we. Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Maybe we got some these don't look like Mexico
monkey
style
in the middle.
spears.
That's the only thing after. He'll make that easy.
Yeah, there's not going to be any mud on the grips.
Yeah.
That's a stick. It's over.
Made it.
That's
Nailed
it, man.
Yep.
Wah.
I didn't even
Take a
see
sweet
Atkins
time.
behind. Not that he's. Oh man. So Atkins has finished second place.
Oh, this is monkey in the middle
6
with
times.
6.
This is his 6th, assuming nothing else happens. I'm assuming Sergey's going to make these 3 ropes.
So this is this is just like an extended rig. I wouldn't call this monkey in the middle.
Yep.
Is it monkey
Yeah,
board?
why
got
highlight the
A-frame.
worst part of the rig?
That's loose.
This is
also.
wild.
Not that it's going to matter. But yeah.
Sergey.
Don't touch
World
that truss.
champion.
Jeez.
Is he going to milk it at the top here, or is he getting across that line? Oh, he just gave the check.
You got to take it.
He just gave the check. Checked over the shoulder. Remember when I said
Victory arms.
I liked what I saw at Trifecta World Champs? You're like, wow, he sucked there, guys.
And then I said it again. I was like, I doubted him last year, made fun of Jack. And this year I made fun of you.
I thought he'd get 3rd this race.
I picked him for
He's
3rd
your
as well.
champ.
Atkins close.
Atkins over the line. Oh my God. Again, he's so close.
10 seconds.
6 times in second place. That's crazy.
12 seconds officially. 12 seconds.
Man, those two have had 2
Unreal.
spectacular battles in the sand.
Yeah.
Do you think I mean, obviously,
I
Atkins
did
is
not
always a
expect
competitor.
him to put gap with 2 heavy carries at the end.
Heavy. The
He had matches.
Yeah.
What the heck?
you think Atkins is obviously he's disappointed, but I mean, he had his championship last year. His season really wasn't dominant the way we've seen him in the past. So coming here and racing this way from the front, world championship. I mean, I'd imagine he's got to be satisfied with his effort. Maybe not the result, but
his 6 second places alone is
Esther.
Hall of Fame material. He's Hall of Fame just off his seconds.
Seriously.
Any terrain, anywhere, book me for top 2.
This is Annie here, and
you guys
then
wanna-
I would imagine it's Lisa.
Yeah.
What's up, Jack?
Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay might
big
have a
drop.
drop. I was going to say, I pulled up the prediction contest. We got 174 entries. How many people pick Sergey to win?
1.
None.
One person. That is
Jack, way to build that
unreal.
suspense, but
No
before your
faith in the
answer.
guy.
Who picked
What?
him?
I waited
You?
5
No.
seconds for. No, I
Was
didn't.
it? Did Sergey pick himself?
It was me.
I'll filter it in a sec, but
Man,
I think Miriam would have
it's gonna
done
take a
real
sec.
well
I'll
here.
figure it out after. But
I think Richard Heineck's winning this whole thing if he comes.
We would have had a battle of front leaning, not looking like they're feeling good people.
Do you think he would have done well? I would imagine he would have done okay. I mean, he didn't do well in the sand last
we
year.
got third.
When he's on here, he can do it.
Had third place cross the line.
Jeremy Gachet. That's another Corral pick.
Yeah.
Man.
Congrats to Jeremy Gachet. 44 years old, third place.
Is that right? 44? Kirk is fucking fired up. He's on his incline trainer right now here.
Bracken swept the podium.
He got all three on the podium. Oh, my God.
And I can only put it down to skill. I like that. I like that we took luck out of the equation.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're showing this.
Rylan was back in 7th. It looks like Gregor finished. So that's my pick. I'm on the board.
Job.
Losing.
Pick this. What's that?
Yeah.
Blame it on the
Let's get some women's eyes here.
Yeah, Lindsay has a 50-second lead over Esther right now.
That's insane. That is actually crazy.
What do you do to beat her? Put it on a track?
Even still, I think she's as fast as anyone in this field.
We need Nicole back, and we need to put it on the track if you want to get rid of her. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Do you retire after this race if you're Lindsay and you've doing all this speculation and joking around about it? Like, is this your last one?
I think it's more about the format for next year for them rather than feeling like they're done.
She could still win that format.
I think so too. Absolutely. Who would like? It would have to be a healthy Nicole, like someone like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I really hope for the best for Nicole, but there's no guarantee she ever is back to the Nicole we saw.
Yeah,
there's just no guarantee with knee injuries like that, especially since she's had a setback or two already. Yeah, that is a big drop.
It would have to be if they are going to do double sandbag stuff, if they're going to make the carries really impactful, maybe it would be someone like Chris. If she like keeps her strength up, like she could be someone that could and keeps getting faster. She could do well in that 3K format. Or if you do have like a Karinikoff and also coming off of a knee thing, but someone like an athlete like that, like a Lauren Weeks, I think could do really well. Put her in a ninja gym for a couple of weeks. She'll figure it out. And I think she would do really well.
I mean, we've talked this to death. It's just going to be the same people.
Yeah.
Just enjoying it less.
We would like.
Are you really going to bet against Atkins or VJ or?
So when we do unofficial coverage of that, will it be of all three races? Is the coverage going to be like 4 hours, like last year, or is it going to be shorter? Is it just going to show one event?
Who knows? Who knows?
We're going to find out. So looks like Rose is
Rich,
through.
you got 5th place also, Peter Saniga.
Oh, nice. I drafted him. Sweet.
Yep.
I know the name was something that was somebody that I knew. But where did I draft him? Oh my God. You guys are so lucky Heineck isn't running this thing. My women are showing out though. So if the corral blows that, which is not out of the question. Because Chris right now is your top and she's an 8th. Then you have a bunch of people who you don't know who they are, the same way that I do.
No, I got Casey in 9.
Oh yeah, that's gonna man. If
Ryland
that's gonna be
finished 6th.
Oh sweet, so he hung in there.
He didn't take 7th.
No,
interesting.
Yeah, because it looked like he was moving backwards, but he held on. He's just tough. He will compete all the way through.
He's got the dog in him.
He sure does. He sure does. So I mean, like that is a hard. What he did, this is one of the harder stretches, I think. Bracken or Jack, can you remember someone who did this many high-level events in a row? I mean, it's not out of the mindset of an OCR athlete, but I think his post said he did like 10 championships this year or something. Chris, not on the men's side.
Killian maybe one year.
Killian
had a year where he just tried to do everything.
We're gonna run out of sunlight on this for this course. That would be amazing if this is actually the last championship that we see, and it just fades to black, and then we just don't know what happens. We're like,
just soprano this.
Why did they not go through the water here? That would have been really cool course design, unless they were just banned from doing it if it's like a drinking supply or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a question for you, Cassidy. I say he better not. You know,
I think he'll be good at the 3x1,000.
He's gonna be really good, and he's gonna be into it. He's gonna be like, this is cool. I'm outside. I'm gonna go all in on this.
Plus, I'll have more energy to climb a mountain right after.
Is that an oasis?
That's what I'm saying.
It looks a little frothy around the edges.
Some waves. Ryland came in. Manuel Dufault is in 8th.
He wasn't on the list. Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
He might be one of the most underrated championship athletes that I can recall. He got 5th and 6th at OCR World's 15K the past 2 years, and 8th place at Spartan World Championship. Like, that's a heck of a resume.
I'm seriously not going to get a 7th finisher, I don't think. I'm going to have like a 30 for my 7. Unless who's the Japanese gentleman that for total?
I don't remember the guy's name.
Shinji Aoki or something like that.
Something like that.
Or was that Osaka?
I was like, these guys. I was like, Japan has really good marathoners historically.
Hiroshi Kato, that was your guy.
I was really close.
You weren't not close, from what I can recall of what you said.
All right, so the guy who was with Atkins and Sergey, halfway through with Intense, Obaid Al-Munaimi, he finished over 10 minutes behind them.
Oh, he finished.
Still got 9th. Let's give him credit.
VJ? It's pretty good.
Credit's due. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
VJ has not crossed the line yet.
Jeez. And he is not. Oh, yeah. He's
Jan Vladar, the young man from Slovakia, 10th.
Can't take it off their resume.
She's looking fast.
She is looking fast.
You know who, if is at all healthy at home, is kicking herself right now? It's Emma.
Yeah. She's definitely not. She's just like excited and happy. She's rooting. She's rooting her on. She's not. She's definitely not watching. There's no chance.
She's like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for her.
She's amazing.
I would love to be there to congratulate her.
She's definitely out like camping in the snow somewhere right now. Not watching this. Not doing what we're doing.
Not everyone's cut out for this life.
It's true. Only some can be so hardcore.
She looks good.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. She seems VJ moved his way up to 11th.
Good for him. Hard. You know, this would be easy for him to just like hang it out. Like hang it up. Be like, whatever. Not my day. But kept fighting.
Yeah.
So Jack, when you picked him, did you expect an 11?
As your first, is that your first score?
No, I did not. I expected. No, I've got
one less digit
ahead of him. Yeah, less digit.
All right. So Eric does bring up something.
But
have we seen?
I've got good women. We'll see what happens.
Do you have 7 of them? So have we seen someone come in with the expectations of being top 2, finish in like outside of the top 10 like this? There has to be something like somebody. Bracken, what was it when you finished? When you finished in the 50s, were you expected to get like 5th?
Yeah, I mean, if you take out people like me who thought they were contenders, no, we've never seen it. But there's plenty of instances where someone like me came in with real high belief in themselves and shat the bed. Yeah.
That's how I roll most races.
My first year when I was third and I worked on speed all year and came back
example.
And thought I'm ready to win it or take second, and I DNF'd like that. Though Novakovic came in expecting he's going to win it and DNF'd. But the actual where history says these people are actual contenders. No, we've never seen someone do that.
Oh, I just had one.
Yeah, we have someone flat on their back over there.
What about Woods that one year where he ended up like 9th or 10th?
Not moving at all.
You think this is a real?
Just leg cramp.
Just dramatic. I'm guessing this is dramatic.
He's either setting the bone or it's a leg cramp.
That person's probably laid down 5 or 6 times.
Resetting the bone.
Yeah, I guess a Woods maybe.
Because the one year he caught all those penalties too. I think he was.
I got another one. Johnny Luna Lima a couple years ago.
This guy's got their shoes off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I'm on the beach, I usually go shoeless.
Johnny and Woods, I guess, yeah, in their moment, were always fully capable of a top 3 at Worlds.
Yeah, because that was the year Johnny, that was 19, where
if you look
coming after the 2 altitude races where he smashed with big descents.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If you look at who's consistently done well at World Championship, you never have that fading though. Like Atkins is never worse than 4th. Killian only on the podium all 5 times he's done it. Albin never worse than 4th. Cody Moat never worse than 5th. Like the characters and what role they're going to play at World Championship. So you might see someone have a good year, but at the end of the day, the same people always made it.
Yeah.
So we didn't get that people we haven't heard of in the top 5. I guess the 9th and 10th place finishers, the first ones that are names that I'm not familiar with. Jack, you said you did know Jan Ladar?
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's actually on the same team as Peter Saniga and Esther tomorrow. He's 24 years old, or Jack early 20s or so. Good future.
Did you like how I didn't pronounce the J or the V in his name? Are you impressed?
You didn't pronounce the V? Yeah. Well,
are you supposed to say Vladar? Is it Vladar or is it Vladar? Did I blow it?
Did you like how I did that, bro? Didn't say.
I heard Jan and I instantly bought it. So
I guess that year Hobie, that's a good one. Scott Neth brings up a good one. The year Hobie was just murdering people in the national series. That could be.
Yeah, he had that,
and I think he was
issue that really cost him.
What did he take?
I thought he was like 10th.
7.
7.
Hunter beat him, and Hunter got 6th or 5th that year. Yeah.
So that's a good one. This is a fun game, just bringing up everybody's worst performances of their lives.
Esther's fully locked into her stride now.
That's the one we're talking about.
That's the one.
That is a race walk shuffle.
She's gonna have more sand in her shoe than anyone because her feet have never left it.
Front and back, getting on both sides. How would a race walker do on sand? Our sand expert bracket.
Probably okay.
Having raced in sand.
Have you not tried race walking? I feel like there's had to have been a point in your life where like, all right, race walking, I'm going to be the best in the world.
I took exercise walking in college for a term, and a girl on the soccer team and I were both taking it, and we set out to break the school race walking FIED record, and it was really, really painful. Front of my shins were just burning on fire. Felt like I had compartment syndrome by the end of it. I was giving it. I think I was in a pair of New Balance like suede casuals.
Which super shoe would work best in I would imagine.
I would think like a Meta Racer, the first one that came out, something low stack with a bit of a rock to it.
I think a rock would do really well in that. I wonder if that's illegal.
Maybe like the Skechers, what's their Speed Elite, that first one they came out with, something real low to the ground, but with some aggressive rock. I don't think you want
The
energy return or
the
squish.
foam energy return probably would, like, you'd probably end up being illegal because if you're bouncing too much.
I'm gonna say Asics Meta Racer. Give me that.
I'm very happy that you do have race walking experience. I wasn't sure. I was pretty sure.
It wasn't on sand,
but it wasn't 100%. Oh, okay, it wasn't on sand.
Yeah, I was hamming on the race walking circuit for a
quick,
few
guys.
weeks.
So
you definitely thought you were going to the Olympics too. What's up? What's up?
How hard can it be?
Yeah, real quick. So Lindsay passed, or the most recent split that the leaders have had on the women's side is at the inverted wall at 3.5 miles. What place would she have been in the men's field when she passed that, given her time?
Third.
12th.
What do you think, Bracken? She would have been
8th. 12th.
About 5 minutes slower than Sergey and Atkins were in the low 41s. A lot of people were in the 44, 45 range. Lindsay was 46.28.
Is there a carry yet?
So what place was that? I wasn't paying attention. I stopped paying attention.
8th place.
8th. Wow.
Was there a carry yet?
I don't believe there has been a carry now.
Not yet.
So she just literally could
running.
have done the men's field and course and been top 10.
Right. That was ahead of VJ. I think Rylan was in 7th for most of this race.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
She was about a minute behind Rylan, or 2 minutes. Look at that bell. That thing is the size of like a pumpkin.
And the shape.
It's actually a pumpkin out there.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That pumpkin's not what I would have chosen, but I respect the colorblind hustle.
Wisconsin pumpkins are built different.
Look, it was about the right color and size.
Whoa, did you see her fence game? This is really getting dug out more.
She goes under the fence better than anyone in the world.
That's why she's beat top 8.
Yeah, you can't just get.
She's a top 12 to 15 performer when you take fences out of the equation.
But throw those fences in there.
Man, you give Sergey sand, you give Lindsay fences, and it's over.
The tipping point, 3 fence unders, and like Lindsay's going to be competing with anybody.
3 in the first 5K.
This thing just zigzagged back and forth between that one fence. Were we at in time for the women, Jack? What was the last thing? Let me see. Let me pull up what Lindsay was.
About 55 minutes or so.
Okay. So, all right. And the men finished in 1 hour 3. So we're thinking Lindsay's going to be about 1:15, I think is fair. VJ was 1:15.
Yeah. VJ finished in 1:15.12 for 11th place. And I think that's roughly where she's going to end up being.
There's not a lot of movement in this mid to back pack. I like Chris is steady in 8th. Rose is hanging on in 7th.
Yeah.
7th.
7th.
That would be
30 seconds ahead of Chris.
You're going to win this freaking thing because Casey's.
Not because of that.
Because of that.
It's because you got 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty big deal.
Not because of that. The waivers. The wheel of names I thought had my back, but we got to change waivers for next year. This is if this isn't in my benefit, we're changing the rules.
It'd be interesting to score it without her in there and see if we still win.
We're gonna. And I'm definitely putting Richard Heineck in at least 2nd, and then I got a full year to talk about it.
He's gonna have the angriest DMs from you tonight at like 12:30, 1 a.m.
Who, me? To Jack?
To Richard. Richard's gonna open up his phone tomorrow morning and be like, "What? Why is this
right now? Who's the better Rich?"
You could tell the whiskey comes through on the text. That's a good point. That's why another reason I thought was like, man, the dicks here, we're sticking together. We're good to go.
Yep. This guy just took off.
You ever gone by
he
that?
waved to Lindsay and took off, and he's pointing ahead.
That's amazing.
What's the best women's to men's finish overall? I thought it was Amelia back in the day where she cracked the top 10 in Killington one of those years. Does that sound about right, Bracken? Like the long year?
Probably, but the time gap would have been massive.
Yeah, I thought she was around like 4 hours, and the men like the top guys. There were only a handful that broke 4 hours that year.
This kid is like, there's no way a girl's beating me.
She had a 30-minute head
not
start.
Today. This is not the day.
Come on, that way, go. I'll stay on your way now.
Oh, he was pacing her. Me being a jerk. He was being.
Yeah.
He's doing a terrible job of pacing. He
Just
was
trying to be as hard as
yo-yoing off
possible.
the front.
Yeah, Rich, he's gonna give you some angry DMs as well. He and Richard, like, just block yourself right now. Just
I'm gonna have a conversation with my friend Richard.
Listen up, Richard. I was 8-8, and we all were.
You should have
named
known.
it.
You should have known.
We were 8-8, not last.
2 weeks ago, Jack's gonna be on this group text too. I'm gonna be just giving it to everybody.
oh yeah.
I'm going to Venmo Casey Monroe after this.
I know you are. And he's hanging in 4th. Elisa's in 3rd. Closing a little bit on Esther.
Casey, you messaged me your favorite super shoe. We got a pair coming your way.
We're not allowed to take bribes. That's what this is looking like.
Whoever said that?
That's not part of the rules.
This is a bootleg stream. We take it all.
Bootleg stream.
The Napster of race commentating.
We have some people chiming in on like best women's finishes. I think, Jack, you were referring to best at a world championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just like overall. Because
I've
there's
done
been
the
times
stat
like
before
Nicole
at
and
some
Lindsay.
point.
I'm surprised it's not Lindsay at Tahoe when you're getting like top 10 somehow. Wasn't it North American Championship? Or no, that was a different.
No,
year.
when you've got Cody, Hobie, Albin,
Yeah.
a bunch of other guys, like she wasn't beating them.
This year though, with this field.
Yeah, Nicole got 4th one year at Jacksonville. I thought that the year that
The burpee year.
everybody was struggling on the tire.
Oh,
Maybe she got 5th, but yeah,
the napkin gate.
napkin gate.
All right, yeah, we have athletes finished for men's pretty much all the way through.
Could she walk in
I
from
mean,
here?
if we,
She could race walk. She could just go Esther style and gotta watch those shins though. Front of your shins will be lit, I heard.
Yeah.
If I'm
Just-
Esther, I'm a little nervous having Elisa 6 seconds behind me at this point.
So the 4th American on the men's side was Tyler Newton. Don't know him. 5th was Renato Cusack in 32nd. Tyler Newton's 29th.
What position? 5th?
4th and 5th Americans. We didn't send a lot of people over there.
So I have
This
no
isn't
idea.
as big as a gap as I thought.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Look at her. She's still in full flight. If you just looked at her lower half, you wouldn't know she had a bucket. It's just the same stride as when she's running a 5K.
Yeah, I'll do this year on the road. Be like just shuffling along, hammering.
Yeah.
Did
It
Alyssa
looks like she's
Monkey
glitching.
with,
Look at that.
Remember that game Q-Wop or Quap, whatever that thing was? The weird running?
Nope.
Explain.
You basically like the Q controlled the person's left leg, the W like their left arm, and OMP for their right side of their body. And it was just some funky, crazy looking keyboard game back in like middle school.
Bracken, were you a computer games guy, or were you more a console games guy, or were you video games at all?
Well, we were really poor. Couldn't afford that stuff.
How do we say poor?
And we were sheltered. We only got 30 minutes of screen time a day. So I didn't get to buy my first console until a PS2 in high school. So I had more computer games early on. I had a Microsoft Sidewinder controller I could plug into the console. So I'd go to my friends' houses to get my fix. That gap opened up.
So you weren't very good at video games?
Not early
Gen.
on, but once I got a taste of it, then all through high school just played a bunch.
30 minutes of screen time, that's not a lot. That's hardly any races you could watch.
Yeah.
Only like 100 meters and 200 meter.
You couldn't. There were no races online. There was no YouTube.
Nothing.
No. I was watching Wishbone. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
That's what we need now. How like ESPN, you should like. I wonder if they still do like show like strongman. Like I used to watch all the strongman competitions just because they're on ESPN. We need all of the streaming to go away. We need all the on-demand stuff to go away, and then we need OCR to be on ESPN because there's nothing else on ESPN, just like strongman was. I think that's how we get this thing to grow.
This feels like a continuation of your draft strategy. It's not sound.
My strategy, once I plug in Heineck in there, we'll see.
Rich, are you legitimately going to have enough finishers at this point?
I mean,
because Mohamed
I don't know.
is not in the results. Kempson didn't show up. I'm going to assume the guy with the characters, that's probably Hiroshi Kato, but I can't translate that on the spot. But you might be missing 3 guys. I'm gonna have at this point.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have Esther, Ulrike, Yanka.
Is this the Bedouin carry?
Oh, that's it. Oh,
this is it. We have a vessel of fragrant oil.
No Atlas stone.
That is just like an empty pot.
This doesn't enhance the professional look of our sport.
No.
So there's gonna be some pottery around mile 5. You're just gonna move that, put it back down.
That thing's huge.
It's definitely not heavy though. The way she picked it up and the way it tipped forward, like they should have gone all the way to the ground, but she was just like, oh, and just lifted it right back up. Giant face. Oh, that's amazing. I wish that was the longer carry. I wish that was like on the
do you remember any of the strongman guys?
Magnus Magnuson?
I used to be one of the strongmen.
I thought you were going to say
yeah, like Mariusz Putinowski, those guys.
You know, I used to be a great strongman.
Took a strongman class in college.
I could pick up any vase you put in front of me. Any vase, any cutlery. Picked it all up.
I mean, Magnus is the easy one for me to remember, but there was a couple. What was the one you said?
Mariusz Putinowski. He was from like Poland.
Sounds Polish. Yeah. No, I mean, I know who the guys are now. I haven't watched it in a while. Like the Rogue Invitational. There's some cool stuff.
You live just down the road from Brian Shaw.
He's up here? Yo, if I see him, guess what I'm going to do?
Oh, you're going to fight him too?
I'm going to fight him. Brian Shaw? Are you serious? It's on site of Brian Shaw. Yeah. That dude probably almost
just hang out at the grocery store. You know that's where that guy lives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's eating a red meat section. He's huge. He's actually like, what, 6'7" or something?
Yeah. 6'8". Yeah.
We're not going through faster than that. So no one's making up a minute on her on monkey bars.
She is just
We just got a split. We just got a split on Lindsay Webster at the dunk wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She would have been 7th place in the men's race.
Jeez. What?
It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand this world.
Lighter carries. That's what we're saying. Has to be.
She just looks fast running here.
This is about as fit as I think. Is this the easiest race she's had all year? Like,
probably.
If Annie hadn't shot out and she had to accelerate a little bit, she could have stayed like under aerobic threshold the entire day and won.
Yeah, no, I don't. I would believe that she's under aerobic threshold right now. She's just cruising along. Will she finish?
I think she's building up enough of a buffer for a spear, though. That's probably
true. That would be so stupid. How big of a lead does she have?
And that's Spartan.
No one else.
Spartan up.
Think how much better it's next year when she runs in and then it's just a laser pistol. No one knows if she's making it or not. No one knows how many.
It's like, is this hard? I can't tell. So we don't have a split for Esther yet. Coming for second, but what would she need? And are those burpees for
probably
the
not
spear?
Spear throw does not have a yellow, and I think that yellow were penalty loops.
Is penalty.
Oh, if it's a penalty loop?
And spear is white, which means that'll be burpees.
That's burpees.
Burpee vase jump overs.
Yeah. There's Atkins cheering her on.
I need more. Do you go vase?
I think in this case we should vase.
No, vase.
It's vase.
Vase.
What do they say in
the
Middle East though? Is it?
What's that thing? You gotta go vase.
What's the bank?
It's a world
championship. Is it
championship.
Chaz Bank or Chase Bank? Like it's a vase.
Chaz Bank would be pretty sweet.
I would bank with Chaz.
Just like burn out the E's at all of them, so only Chaz displays.
All right, is it Blaze or Blase? I mean, we can play this game and picking random words that aren't pronounced correctly.
Yeah. I'll come up with more, but let's focus on Lindsay. So she's gonna. Okay, we've got a 2 minute and 32-second lead over Esther.
She's
Elisa Petrova is 8 seconds behind Esther.
That's a race. Let's just cut back because now she even has a big enough lead to miss the spear. It seems like.
Probably, she might get off course when the sun goes down.
Yeah, that's.
I've mentioned it that Lindsay's tied with Hobie Call and Mariam Guillabose for the most consecutive wins in Spartan history. Now she's going to have the record all for herself.
This is an exclamation point.
She's going to have her 4th world championship. Hobie Call has 3, so she's going to have another record all to herself. Like, there's nothing that she hasn't accomplished in the sport.
Does she have one more fence trench?
Oh, because then the gap.
That looks like Elisa is in 2nd.
Looks like she made a move. Elisa was 3rd last year, Corey. And he was 2nd.
Yeah, but no. It looked. Oh, that's a guy.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I was saying last year, yeah. Oh, I thought I was agreeing with you on that too, Jack. Because
no, Lisa was not racing with no top. The last I saw, she did indeed have a top covering.
There's Lindsay about to get over that slip wall. It's probably not too slippery.
The corral has Elisa Petrova too. No. Okay, Jack, you took her. Good.
Yeah. I took her and Annie.
You get that drone. That drone is looking
Bracken
swallowed by darkness.
Esther, so.
Scouted Esther. Scouted. Your organization is only as strong as your scouting team.
I thought you guys were going to blow that one for sure.
I like to dangle a little bit of chum in the water before I make my real move.
Just let Kirk was learning who Esther was at that day. So,
I watched Jack's pupils as I start like sprinkling a few names out there, and as he gets like his little anticipation.
I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was too busy tracking who the people were.
You just switched time zones
difference
here.
In daylight. Like it looked like it was pitch black, and now you show this
good.
Sorry, we got to work our own course. Yeah, we're doing a little construction on that one. You got to choose a different one. Don't worry, I'll duck behind the target. You'll be fine.
Oh my God, they're not even showing her about to throw it. Come on.
All right, here we go.
This is actually pretty consequential. Oh my God. Really?
This is bad special effects. For a second, it was daylight.
They're playing the hits for us, guys. This is great. And the last coverage ever, they're just like giving us everything we want from Spartan.
Also, it went from noon to night. Like there's no continuity in this production. Half of this race was recorded yesterday. This is old footage.
Hey, we don't have to rely on Olderosa this year. We've got good coverage.
Let's see. This is going high. Got
the
top.
Super high.
Yep. Got the top of it, Bracken. What do you think about that?
That's how obstacles are meant to be.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
I would go even higher and just monkey bar the rig.
I would say it's allowed.
Oh, this guy's going to give her a battle.
He's like, not today.
She's using the
he doesn't have his shoes on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my God. He literally doesn't.
Nope.
What was the guy that was it? Barefoot
Bogey?
Yeah. Barefoot Bogey? Is that him?
He did a stadium race recently and took top 10. I can't even imagine running a stadium race without shoes.
Can your nickname be Barefoot and you wear shoes? Could it be like a different story? Like something funny from like high school?
I might be barefoot Bracken when I make my comeback.
Well, shoeless Joe Jackson wears shoes, right?
That's true. Why was he shoeless?
Oh my goodness.
She gave it to that dude over that car. That guy's still at the top, I think.
Yeah. And your champ.
4-time. Jack, give us the stats. What we just saw is a story.
4-time world champion. She has not lost this decade. 2019 Tahoe was the last time that Lindsay Webster has lost. That is how much of in a Spartan race.
That's a good one.
That's how dominant.
That's a misleading stat.
I corrected myself.
This
Spartan
decade
race?
sounds like 10 years.
It's inaccurate. You got to say, is it?
Well,
what is it?
She just set the record for the most consecutive wins, 17, beating Hovey Call, who's arguably the greatest of all time on the men's side, Miriam Guillaume, who has a podium finish and a bunch of other, accolades to her name. Lindsay's alone on top once again. Yeah.
Hovey Call is not arguably. I think he's on top of our list.
Esther made it. There we go.
The Paneca.
Oh, Elisa's right there. Okay, I didn't even see her in frame because she was hidden behind the black target.
Behind the black sky.
Just wait a second. Let me get this worker over behind your target real quick.
Her form is so silly, but that was direct hit.
That was in the middle. Oh,
she throws with all lower back. Wearing that KT tape gives her a little bit of extra.
Esther's done, I believe.
So Lisa's going to end up third for the second straight year.
They didn't even show Esther finish it, but I'm assuming she's done because they would have mentioned something.
Elisa doesn't know that those are optional.
At Annie right behind.
Oh, I didn't see. Did she hit? Was she on the rig?
Yeah, Esther's at the top. Elisa's on.
We need a Nick Mask style jump from Annie from the top. It's just sand down there, so.
Yeah, but you might bury yourself up to your hips.
Just stuck into the ground. There's Esther second. So that's pretty cool.
Trifecta world champion.
European champion, having the North American champion and the European champion finish 1-2. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good parity, worldwide parity here.
This is the first time the world's really got to see Esther face the best in North America because we haven't seen Lindsay come over. We haven't seen Annie come over for Trifecta World Championship. And Esther dominated that. No disrespect to like Chris and Rose who came over from the US, but Esther also recently, during the Trifecta World Champs, broke the all-time record for most podiums over Faye Stenning, who used to hold the record. So she's been doing this behind the scenes without a lot of people realizing it for years.
She has that many podiums?
Really delivered. She has like 71 or 2 at this point with today. So, yeah.
It's outrageous that I haven't yet had a pick come in lower than third place.
Who is your fourth guy?
Well, I mean, let's not get caught up in facts.
The ones that I
live
choose
on
to talk
hyperbole.
about. That's
Lindsay.
That's the planet we live. We are always on.
Lindsay Webster. You guys want to guess her overall place, men and women combined?
7th.
6th.
We don't know what he said.
So once the heavy carries came in,
9th, I'd guess 9th.
A little.
He did not. I guess 7th, so I was closer. And then, Sergey and
Esther
Elisa again.
Would have been Esther beat VJ's time.
Jeez. So
good to see World OCR, Ian Adamson at the finish line here.
So Atkins and Lindsay beat Sergey and Elisa in terms of like
best power
team.
couple.
Yep. Oh, that's Ian Adamson out there, BK? What's he saying? What's he saying, everybody?
White hat.
I have a great business opportunity for you guys.
There's Annie.
Exciting business opportunity.
So that was a good race by Annie. Did she end up in 4th? Gutsy race. Yep. How long? Oh, so she was back a little bit. I thought we saw her closer. Maybe she did miss the spear.
Yeah. She's a minute and no, she didn't miss the spear. I don't think she could have done the burpees in a minute and a half at that point in the day.
Yeah, that's a good point. So good race. I mean, she went after it and did in OCR fashion. Got out there. Everybody died. When everybody died, she was just ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to run these races.
Yep.
Look at that light show. They're gonna light up the desert tonight.
Pool festival.
You think the winners get a vase?
That'd be amazing. They should stuff it with the money. What is it? Is it 20,000 this year?
I don't know. Did they ever make any announcements?
I don't know.
What are the results saying now for the? How many do we have in?
I think just
you've got a big gap between. Yeah.
Ricky was the last. Ricky and Yanka, and then Rose
only
was 7th last time.
Yeah. But they're not even at the checkpoint that they registered.
All right, should we switch? Can we switch screens?
What do you want to? Should we let's unmute to see what kind of insight we got coming through here. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I would like to see the rest of what we got finishing. Should we just pull up the results page, or do you think they'll cut back to actual footage? Let's pull this up.
One second.
BK on dad mode. Looks like Watson made a really funny joke. So still waiting. See what else is coming through.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fantasy scores right now, Rich. It's not looking good for us.
No, especially for you. What I think I'm going to at least get.
I would agree. I have Rose coming in. Andrea Burquez is in 12th at the moment. That's about it.
This is what we're going to do for Okra is like the Corral winning fantasy on an international race.
Right here.
Biggest upset for sure.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Have we seen anyone just implode rectally worse than Jack Bauer did with his international picks?
He was in first place before Blue Mountain too.
Oh my God. He can't handle the international races.
Yeah.
What it comes down to.
I don't know.
The pressure of being the guy is getting to him.
It's hard. Hey, I've got as many world championships in OCR drafts as you do, Bracken, which is more than Rich.
What? What's that? What is that?
That seems like a faulty stat.
I won the world championships
in OCR drafts.
Yeah.
Bracken has a. I thought he was going to say. I thought Jack was going to say he's finished at this World Championship race fantasy draft the same place that Bracken finished at a World Championships in Killington.
DFL.
No, I was basically saying I won the season last year. Bracken and Kirk are going to win it this year. Rich has never won it. So, yeah.
Yeah, but like if that's your calling card, do you really want to split with a bunch of yahoos?
You're the guru here.
Hey, Merriam dropping out, Richard Hynek. The whole race could have been a lot different. That's all I'm saying. Same for Rich.
Oh, we're starting the woulda, coulda, shoulda game. I like this.
No, we're not starting that. I've been saying that. I said that before this even started.
If KBB had just shown up like he should have, I would never have lost a race.
Yeah, which American athlete does best who wasn't there? I mean, it's hard when you see VJ Jones in a super distance not perform particularly well.
Patras, 100% with how he ran Laughlin on the sand.
Patras or KBB?
KBB probably pretty good too. We are still waiting on the 5th place athlete. Looks like Ricky is a monkey in the middle. Yanka's a monkey in the middle.
I think KBB's like best athletes that never really care.
Oh, he doesn't care at all.
Like he's stuck around long enough to actually show that he's good, and he just doesn't care enough to keep doing it with any regularity.
And he's always just been like, this is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just likes running long too much. We had that. Okay, so Spartan's live coverage is officially over. Not us. We're not leaving.
No, we're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
I'm leaving after 5. I'm going back to bed.
I might too. I shouldn't have drank all this coffee. Okay, looks like
Yanka finished.
Yanka
5th.
ended up
Just
fifth.
finished.
Who had Yanka?
Me.
Yeah.
I have Ricky too.
Rich.
And Ricky came through.
So who has who so far on the women's side?
Wow,
I have Lindsay.
You took Lindsay. We have
Yanka
Esther.
and Ricky. You have Esther. Jack has Alyssa
And
and Annie.
Who's got Rose?
Got 7 and 8 coming in.
Are you scoring this? Are you scoring this, Jack, right now? Do you have this?
I have Rose. Yeah, I've got it pulled up. I just need more people to populate.
Has the corral, have they finished? Do they have a score?
I can't imagine we do.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, they've got I mean, if I count a couple people who won't end up counting for it, because you're gonna have Chris.
You got 1, 2, 3 on men's.
Casey.
Who's our fourth man?
I don't know.
LeBros, 13.
LeBros, 13.
Damn.
For LeBros. But I think Natalia Gurchenkova, who you famously were talking about.
My Russian Spaniard.
So
where's she at? Is she at in here? Oh yeah, she is. Shit.
Yeah. I if it finishes the way that they currently are, Bracken and Kirk are going to end up with 36 points.
Yikes.
I'll end up with 52. Ugh.
Ooh, that might be all-time worst.
And Rich.
Unless I'm get worse. Unless I have someone who finishes in the 30s.
Rich. Yeah, we're gonna need to find. Yeah, we need to find somebody who might finish.
Why does Annie say Redondo Beach?
She used to live there. Now she's out here in Colorado. Do I have a seventh yet,
Rich,
Jack?
you're gonna get 60 at this rate.
Oh my god! Why? Because somebody got like 30th.
Melissa Campos would be.
That was a pick I stole from Kirk. He sold me out.
Basically. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I get.
Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We should have 4 dudes, I think, right?
I think they. Oh, Rich might be like right behind Bracken.
I thought I was doing pretty well.
I think they're no. You've got 37 versus 36 currently. I think that you need to figure out who's gonna end up winning this. I'll stick around.
Dude, you put Heineck in there.
We need to see the real result.
Like 29. Yeah, we need official results. We can't call this thing.
And take out Casey.
Why are we taking Casey out?
Because that's insane.
She's been on Team
You already
Badass from the
volunteered
jump.
earlier.
And this hasn't even finished yet. We're only at the 6th place finisher. We don't know what's happened.
You guys want to know the best? You want to know the best battle that's happening right now? The battle of the Erics in the comments. We have 3 different Erics commenting: Eric Richardson, Morin, and Eric C. Like,
what are they battling about?
Got some Eric supremacy. Yeah.
They're all gonna fight. That's a good call. I think this is true. I think that is right. The Ryan jokes. The Ryan jokes keep coming. You got like Ryan Corning in now. Ryland's like adjacent. Parents want.
You can't give Ryland adjacency.
I mean, it's like
he's an adjunct Ryan.
It's like, people end up taking like names that are popular and just like tilting them a little, like a Kyler or something like that. Just changing a letter, adding something in there. It's at least inspired, Ryan inspired. But we all know Ryan is a last name first. So like everybody else is just
a last name first.
It's a last name first. And it is a first name last. We're still waiting on
Casey.
Looks like Casey.
Oh, God, they're gonna catch another break.
Wait, who? But they have
She's got
who
a
else?
gap.
They have Chris. They have Chris and Rose. Oh, wait, who has Rose?
I'm gonna say it doesn't matter.
It matters.
I have Rose.
Oh, you have Rose, so it doesn't matter. Chris is what matters. And then
But there's 1 second gap, so that could change things.
Gerchenkova.
I'm gonna go 7-8.
If
if Chris makes up 1 second on Rose.
If
Natalia, you must move up.
but she has like a 2-minute gap. Natalia has a 2-minute gap on. This is another thing with OCR. It's like, okay, in the mid packs, it's someone's in 8th, and then 90 seconds later, 9th comes around.
Well, look at the gap on the men's side. This isn't really any different than what we saw there.
No, I know. That's just like an OCR thing in general. This is not a gender specific thing. This is the spectacle of it is like, all right, now we're sitting here just waiting to see how things play out.
Look at the finish. Look at the photo finish.
Wow. Whoa, they were right next to each other.
They're giving it to.
And that's all she wrote.
Casey Monroe.
So go ahead and plug a 7 and an 8 in
Sandy
for me
right
if you don't
behind.
mind.
I think I will. Yep.
Well, she's not technically right behind. She's at Monk. Oh yeah, she's not too far back.
There. Yeah. It's Natalia needs to miss the spear and then get like several burpee penalties. Yeah, this is unofficial.
Someone's gonna get queued.
We haven't given out any stupid penalties yet, and if this is truly gonna go out in Spartan fashion, we need some stupid penalties to shake this up.
And post-race drug testing.
Anyone's gonna
months down the road. These could be invalidated.
Is there any? There's no chance of drug testing at this, right? There's a chance.
There's a chance,
but no chance in terms of
world OCRs there, so they should, right?
Yeah. Yeah, their strong anti-doping stance, as evidenced by hosting their first championship in Russia, while Russia was banned by the IOC.
Wait, could you repeat that? I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
World OCR took an anti-doping stance and then announced that right after Russia was banned from participation in international events, that they'd host their first world championship in Russia.
So, it's just like, it's something you got to say. Yeah, we're not that cool with performance enhancing drugs, but like, we just have to say that.
Yeah, we're against genocide, but this is brought to you by the Hutus and the Tutsis.
Did you guys see the Liver King got busted for steroids?
I saw the headline. What was the actual story?
Dude, I actually sat and watched. Like,
you watched it?
I watched it.
Don't give it for Rich. Ask him how much per month he spends.
I don't have it.
First of all, has anyone ever failed the eye test worse?
No.
Okay. So what was the story now? I want to hear the stats.
So he.
All right. You take it, Rich.
Yeah, you can fill in
his abs stuck out farther than his chin.
People thought that they were fake abs, that they were ab implants. But their emails got leaked that that he basically was like, here's my plan. I want to have over 1 million followers. And then we're going to sell supplements essentially. So it's all cultivated to kind of create this personality so that he can spread his message of, what is 7 pillars of whatever. I don't know. I never followed the guy because to me, it did come across as he was like a charlatan, like a snake oil salesman. And then, and then he had this email back and forth and like talking about all the stuff he takes and then how he wants to have performance, like to how he wants these PEDs back and forth. And it just got like these leaked emails from that. And it actually worked. He did get over 1 million followers, this whole plan that he had to sell these supplements. Cause I think he was a millionaire before he was Liver King. And this was just kind of like this new thing that kind of become famous, I believe. And he would always be like, he would just like lie about it. Right. No, it's like, I'm not on steroids. It's my 7 pillars or whatever that does the,
right.
That is why I look this way. But Jack, how much was he spending?
How much do you think an program? It wasn't just like one thing. It's like 10 different things, Bracken. How much do you think someone like that would be spending per month?
I think you could spend 20 grand a month if you wanted to do designer, but I think you could get away with it for 2 grand a month.
11,000.
11,000.
He was doing 11,000. So
$11,000 of just performance enhancing drugs a month.
I think it was just more of like an HGH. I don't know how much. I forget like that the actual drugs that he was on are in these emails, and I don't really know. You writes like that more plates, more dates, dude, who's like real into. He like understands how to stack this whole stuff and what they all do and what it all is. So he did like an hour-long thing, and I just like had it on, and I'm not surprised.
So what is that yearly for you math people? 140, 150? I don't know.
$132,000
a year on drugs.
Just spending money.
He was on record saying he was making over $100 million a year as Liver King. So worth it.
Million.
So let's say that just like everything else, that's a house of cards. Let's say he was just making 10 million a year.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally.
He's gonna die real young, badly.
But he also had his exercise and workout routine was pretty insane. Like he is very.
That's the thing. You can't look like that without putting in insane work.
He does. He puts in an incredible amount of work.
You have to. You still have to force physical adaptation, but like for people who aren't athletes, I don't even care if you use things, but just why lie about it?
Why lie about it? Because, well, yeah, I mean, the reason why he would lie about it is so he could sell his supplements and say that his lifestyle and his supplements are what's doing to him.
When you've never in the history of the world seen someone that looks like you clean, like that, how does anyone buy into that? But it worked
at his age, and it worked. Yeah, he just has this thing.
He's like in his late 40s or something.
Yeah, he's like 45. He has like this stupid language, like these people who are in the crowd. It's not alphas, it's primals and non-primals is what he calls people, or something stupid like that.
And the worst part is that then he influences people's lives to start acting and thinking like him. It's not just that people pay him money; it's that he makes society worse.
I think some of his messages are actually okay.
He has some of the pillars are good,
and that's
what his messages are good.
That was in his apology where he's like, I did this so I can spread this message because I think it's helpful for society. Like there's people who are dying from suicide who might not have if they followed these pillars, but it's also like, yeah, but you also made like $100 million a year. So like,
yeah. If you really believed in it, you'd give it away for free.
Totally.
If it was only about the message.
Natalia came through in 11th. Dude, Viola's up there. I saw that she ran at European Championships. I finished pretty close to this. Viola,
I've got.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I've got the prediction. Can you guys read out the top 5 when you're done? I didn't hear you say the Viola part.
Because I stopped. I was interrupted. Top 5 of women.
I'm plugged into the Ethernet cable, and it's still like a 5-second delay. I don't know what's going on.
Bracken, what was the reasoning for the slow internet?
Oh yeah, sudden unannounced soil degradation and settling around the transformer.
Seems right.
It was. That's what Colorado Springs Utilities. Talk with them if you have an issue.
We have
you guys
an emergency.
That was the
soil
worst
settling
excuse you've ever heard.
Situation.
No, that was the best.
That's called a sinkhole. That's what it is. They were out there for like 3 days, and the people across the street didn't have power for 3 days. And
what happened? Your internet
settled, and then it went through one of the
classic soil settling situation,
whatever, and that's been affecting the internet. Yeah.
Do you know Kimberly Isomez from the United States?
No.
Yeah, she's a U.S. athlete who lives in China. She was formerly from the U.S.
Got it.
I think she's from Provo.
She's been
right?
a pretty big.
My intel. Pretty big what?
Oh, Proa right there. Yeah. But she's been pretty much a podium lock at every single race in Asia for like the past 4 or 5 years. So
I appreciate anyone who uses their Instagram handle to sign in to races.
It's called branding, dude. What you know about that? Viola Oberlander, badass high rocks athlete out here getting top 15.
Said Lauren Weeks isn't the only one who can OCR. All right, so what are the results here
for women?
Jakob, give us the scoring overall.
For the prediction contest.
No, for fantasy OCR.
Bracken and Kirk looks like 34
unofficially.
Yeah, 34 for Bracken and Kirk, 37 for Rich, 61 for me. That's not good.
That's not great.
It's a real bad day.
It's not
Rich, I'm impressed.
That's absolutely not good. Sport where lower is better.
Yeah. Number 3 pick overall. Dude could have won the whole thing. Jack laid it out there, baited me. I took it. Idiot.
So what do we think he would have taken?
If Miriam wins, what do you have? 60 instead? Yeah. Richard at worst gets.
Let's say Richard takes 5th.
5th. Yeah.
What happens to his score?
Well, Richard not being there would have changed the trajectory of the draft behind him, because everyone would have been on the board 1 earlier, and then that would have made some more difficult choices.
I mean, we would have still pulled it off.
I mean, I would have taken anybody else. I would have taken who got taken after him. I could have taken Annie.
No, you would have taken another guy.
I probably would have taken a guy.
And who would you have taken?
Sergey.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yes, I would definitely would have.
You don't know.
I know. Yeah, I had Sergey out there. I could have taken Sergey. Could have taken Chris. Could have taken Gache. I wouldn't have taken a Gache. I would definitely taken Sergey, though.
All right. Using unofficial.
Then it's a murdering.
So, Rich, using the unofficial results prediction contest. Delay is killing me, and I'm plugged into the. I don't know what else I can do, guys.
Transformer dirt. What were you saying? Finish
Anyway,
what you're saying.
I'm going to talk.
Talk.
Yeah, so I've got the preliminary prediction contest results. Both of us finished in the top 10, Rich.
How'd Hammond do?
You got 10th? That's what I'm looking up.
See how he did, because he needs the bomb.
He picked Esther to win.
He did?
But he picked Esther to win.
Do I get grandfathered in to first place for the prediction contest?
You want to start there?
Yeah, I assume so. If I've proven that I've drafted the best, I also would have picked the best.
It's like the trifecta. You get this.
I got 6th, so I don't think that this whole drafting well has any correlation.
That's a good point, because you draft so terribly.
I drafted terribly.
VJ really hurt
Steve
people's
Hammond
predictions.
I know. I picked him to win.
Yeah. So Steve Hammond ended up getting 35 points, and Rich,
it's the Watson effect.
You got 45, so you closed 10 on him basically.
This is not cross country scoring. John Clark was in second, I think, right? Or Jackie? Where are you and I overall? We're like up there. And
yeah, I think we're both
MBD's in the mix too.
Year. Yeah, so on the year, Steve Hammond, John Clark's in 3rd. And then, I was in 11. Matt B. Davis was in 10, and you're 13. So I guess Matt, we gotta finish ahead of him. I didn't see him towards the top though. So
nice.
We have a message from Matt Davis. I'm running a race right now. If you bring me in for a minute, it will be great television.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, I believe.
I'm going back to bed.
I'm leaving now. You just send him a link and we can pull out.
I'm going back to bed. I'm so tired.
I drank too much coffee. I fucked that one up.
Blank.
Is that it? Did we do it?
Oh, it's
Do you
been
want
done.
any?
Second coming.
We'll have our takeaways. We'll be firing off takes. Okra's in 2 weeks. You think? Is that what we decided?
Seems good to me.
Got another text
Don't know
from
what else
someone.
we
Hot take.
talk about.
Spartan World's commenting is awful, and the sport is going to die if we don't get some decent elite competition.
That's not a hot take. I think that's kind of cool. That's cooled off. That's kind of like beaten to the ground.
What are the men's results saying right now? Can we pull those up before I leave?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Where is Rylan?
He's like in sixth.
No change. 6. He closed hard.
He was kind of in 6th and 7th the whole time, wasn't he? I mean, he was in 2nd. He started hard. It's just like, how many races too many for Rylan before this? 3? You know? Like, he kind of kept the momentum going of going after hard races since the North American Championships. He did that, and he was like...
He limped the finish of several races this fall. Actual limping.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
No.
I don't care how young and studly you are. You can't fight some of those things forever.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him put Russia, huh? They'll give him his city, but you can't have Russia or a flag on there.
They just list France.
World Obstacles.
Jeremy is France.
So, I mean, Jeremy Gachet has very high end. This is not, I mean, with this field, which is, I mean, I had him in the top 5. So I wouldn't say this is necessarily
I had him 6th.
a surprise.
I thought Pavel Hrdina was going to.
I really actually believed in him.
Because what?
Because I really truly believed in him. So I drafted him.
He was all he had left. It's the only name you could pronounce. Then, I mean, for this race for VJ, being 12 minutes behind the winner is just like something happened that was unforeseen. Either just like the effects of the heat or the sand was more than what he would have considered. Because his stride seemed like it would be okay for sand. Wouldn't you say, Bracken?
Yeah. I don't know any of the story. My only thought coming into this was that he started going to sand very late in the game. If it didn't feel like the VJ all-in training camps that we've seen in the past. I know he did a lot of work specifically for this.
Sick about a month ago.
Yeah. And I know he did a lot of work for this, but if your only goal is to win worlds, unless he went to sand way more often than he showed, it just wasn't enough. And maybe there are way more circumstances that I'm not aware of, but
this travel,
there's so much.
He traveled a little later than I would have expected. Last year when Atkins and Lindsay, they were there for almost a week.
Like
I think they were there like on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, he was flying on Wednesday, which is like, I mean, it's still some time, but for not having done this type of travel before necessarily, has he done anything this extensive before an obstacle race event?
Mm-mm.
I don't think
He's
so.
gone to Mexico once. That's the farthest he's ever gone.
That's like a 3.5 hour flight from Denver?
Well, international, I'm talking. But
yeah.
Right. But nothing.
You're not even really changing time zones.
No.
One other thing that I just realized, this is the first time in a race in which it was won in under 75 minutes that VJ has not been on the podium since 2017.
Oh.
Yeah. So something must have happened. I mean,
yeah.
With the factors here, what we saw, I mean, this year and last year from these races, it's just the sand is just a game changer. It's hard to know how it's going to translate.
Do you know what's kind of crazy is that if you look at this is a world result. You have to go 11 places before a country repeats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty
Slovakia, cool. 10 and 5.
So you have to go 10 places, before a country repeats. Now, if Heineck were in there,
If we put Heineck in there, though, slot him like in 2 or 3.
so on the men's side, 9 places, 9 different countries.
Heineck's not getting worse than 3rd at this race.
That's false. Let's pull up the women. I want to see what the country spread is on there.
You got 25th last year. Slovakia, you've got
He's fine.
whatchamacallit, Esther,
Yeah.
and Yanka. They're
So
both from
much less
Slovakia.
of a spread here.
Look at all this USA out here. Much better showing. What
Yeah.
Casey was our top was I think the second American last
Second
year.
last year. You
And she
just
was-
pencil her in for second American at Worlds.
She was 9th or 10th, I believe. Great result from her. Good for her.
Yeah. 7th place in the
I
world.
wish I could
what
be
was her
happier.
top finish in North American Series?
She was 5th or 6th,
got
I
4th
thought,
once.
recently.
And she
Not
was just
this year,
7th at
though.
Worlds.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You wish
I
you
wish
could be
I could be-
happier for her, but you're
But I'm not. I wish I could be
Yeah.
happier for Casey, but I'm not because she somehow ended up on your team. And
Yeah.
that
What
makes
would
me
have
less
happened
happy.
if I didn't include Casey? Who's after Casey?
Yeah, let's take Casey out. It'd be Natalia.
You have a 13. That's a 5-point swing. 5-point
game.
swing. Rich wins.
Game.
Dang.
maybe Richard shows up and accidentally trips one of your guys. They both get injured.
Takes out Yanka Elricky.
And then realizes that his fellow Polanders are doing rough. So he jumps on course and is pacing and aiding and abetting them. And they're DQ'd too. I mean, we can play the what if game all day.
Can't rule it out.
But I think this is it for me, guys.
You
Yep.
retiring?
Going to bed.
No, just done for the stream. I think I'm going to leave.
We've talked enough. All right. We appreciate everybody popping on, hanging out with
All
us. That was fun.
See you.
We'll be back on Wednesday and be talking about this stuff.
Thanks for all witnessing our dominance, Kirk and I.
Not even here. It isn't.
Rich,
Kirk doesn't
Jack.
care.
Suck it.
Whatever. All right. We're leaving.
That was an execution.